The Pittsburgh Penguins is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to 2 Minutes of the Old 2-Niner. 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 Welcome to 2 Minutes of the Old 2-Niner.
Time for 2 minutes with the Old 2-Niner. Brought to you by your Pittsburgh area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome to 2 Minutes of the Old 2-Niner. Pens and Leafs. Tonight we're joined now by, hold on, let me give you a list here. NHL Network, WWE, TNT, might be the hardest working women in sports broadcasting. Of course, I'm talking about Jackie Redmond. Jackie, thank you for doing this. As a proud Canadian, a big fan of these Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, you can say it.
No,
okay, the May Day.
I'll come see you after.
Brad May, oh my God, this interview is just getting better and better as we go, and you haven't even answered the question yet. But as a proud Toronto Maple Leafs fan, This organization, we just walked out of a press conference, and my head is still spinning of they fire Mark Savard, who runs the power play. We just find out that Chris Tanev is coming back in the line. Is there another team in the league, Jackie, that's more of a soap opera than these Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, listen, I'm biased, but hell no, brother. No, it's the Leafs. Listen, it's not the Toronto Maple Leafs without a little drama, without a little overreaction, without letting your emotions fly. Even in the press conference, some of the questions in there, I was like, holy moly, we're asking that today, right before Christmas? Yeah. We're asking about 34, asking for a trade. It didn't happen, by the way. The response was no, that never happened. But no, that's part of the beauty of being a Leafs fan. You know, people give Leafs Nation a hard time for being so dramatic all the time, but that's part of what I love about it. At least we're feeling something. I would like to feel some more of the positive side of the emotions once in a while, but hey, we're living.
And you've seen some of the bad here. I mean, with the jerseys being thrown on the ice. I mean, and you look at, they're not only last, Jackie, in the Atlantic, they're last in the Eastern Conference. The team with more resources than anybody else in the league. I mean, just how important is this game here after losing 3 straight, all 3 on the road on the trip they just were on, and now the last game before the Christmas break?
I think it's so big, not just for the club, for the team, and for the guys that are really wearing the heat right now, like Matthews, right? Obviously, he's dealing with something. We all know this. But he's taken a lot of heat, more heat than he's ever taken in this market, because Marner's not here anymore. Marner was a bit of a shield for him for a long time. And Marner, unfairly, I think, took way more criticism than Matthews did for a very long time. Matthews doesn't have that anymore. I think we're seeing a bit of him adjusting to that life where it's like, I'm the one that's going to face all of this now. So I think a win is really, really big for Austin Matthews. Would love to see him have a big game. But there's reports now that Leafs aren't even selling as many tickets as they used to. The building's not as full. Now, is it hyperbole? I don't know. But if Leafs fans, the most loyal fan base in the world, isn't showing up, that's when you know times are tough. It's bad. Worst power play in the league. I don't understand. Make it make sense.
I can't make it make sense. It's Looney Tunes here in Toronto. Jackie, thanks for doing this. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Have a great holiday, and enjoy this game tonight with Jody and John.
You're the best. I don't see you enough, and every time we do this, we go over 2 minutes because I don't know how to stop yapping.
That's Jackie Redmond. You're 2 minutes with the Old 2-Niner. Enjoy the hockey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Because life. Now it is time for the Highmark Injury Update.
Gino, Caleb Jones, Philip Hollander, Blake Lizotte still on the shelf for the Penguins as we head into the Christmas break. Easton Cowan, Calle Yarncroke, Henry Thune, and Philippe Myers are on the shelf for the Leafs. Nobody won. Again, the Powerball is still going up. Drawing is Wednesday. Jackpot $1.7 billion. You must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly at your local retailer or online, and benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. The Pennsylvania Lottery Powerball jackpot, $1.7 million. Joe Brand and the Old 2-Niner are standing by in Toronto. Penguins and Leafs coming up on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
End 2025 with the Pittsburgh Penguins at PPG Paints Arena when the Carolina Hurricanes come to town on December 30th.
Now Wotherspoon, near side wrist, he scores! How about the composure from the Penguins? A delayed penalty that seemed like it took forever. And Parker Wotherspoon has his first goal with the Pens. It's a 3-2 lead.
Puck drops at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bourque. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Together with the Penguins, PPG increases access to free STEM education through the annual Science at Play and Sticks and STEM events at PPG Paints Arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The latest news of the night.
Svechnikov and now Hamilton. Back for Andre. He's in for a shot. He scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Tickets for the 7th Annual Penguins Night of Assists are on sale now. Join us on Tuesday, January 27th at Rivers Casino and spend the evening playing themed games and winning prizes with Penguins players. This year's theme, Pittsburgh is Home, celebrates the culture and uniqueness of our great city of champions. Guests can score big with our one-of-a-kind auction featuring autographed sports memorabilia and a chance to fly with the Penguins. Tickets will go fast. Get yours today and celebrate in true Pittsburgh style. Visit shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org now to score your ticket today. Must be 21 or older to attend.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh.
Crosby centering past Malkin, trying to get a couple jabs in.
Oh, he shoots and scores!
Crosby, backhanded pass, Russ score from Sidney Crosby.
Oh, get in the fast lane, Grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll.
The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number One Cochrane, Go One Better, by IC Light, by McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Get Go Cafe and Market, Get Go, where the Pens go, by Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life, and by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Penguins Hockey on the Radio begins now.
The dust is settled, the skids are in the rearview mirror, but there is still one game left before the Christmas break. And now the Pittsburgh Penguins, along with their new franchise leader in points, Sidney Crosby, look to stop one more trend. They're looking for their first win on the year against the Maple Leafs in their season series finale against Toronto. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome to Scotiabank Arena. Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brand. And Borky, it's a nice breath of fresh air to talk about how the Penguins can use some momentum from their last game into today's game before the break, because before we have been talking about putting everything that happened the last game in the garbage can, but today the Penguins have some momentum to use.
No, you're right, buddy. It's great to come into this environment here in Toronto, your last game before the Christmas break, and you're not talking about possibly having a 9-game pointless streak. Instead, you can say, okay, you dusted yourself off, you beat the Montreal Canadiens, Sidney Crosby got his 2 points to pass Mario Lemieux, and you feel invigorated, you feel excited, and you come into this environment here, as I mentioned, in Toronto. I'm telling you what, Joe, I've been around this league a long time. I don't know if there's more of a soap opera than this Toronto Maple Leafs team, their fan base, everything about it, but it just makes it better. I mean, I've been anticipating this puck drop this afternoon more than any game I can remember in a really long time, just because of everything that's on the table here for the Penguins. Yes, to go back-to-back wins before you get that break, continue to stay in the pack because you look at what's happening in that Eastern Conference. You know as well as I do, it is jam-packed and jelly-tight, and you got to find ways to keep getting points and moving up the ladder.
Well, it's not just today. Both times the Penguins have played Toronto this year, they seem to catch the Maple Leafs at a very dramatic time. Yeah. But both times, the Leafs kind of figure themselves out against the Penguins. The first matchup here in Toronto, the Penguins played their best first 20, make it 40 minutes of a hockey game this year. Then they coughed up a 3-goal lead in the third period. Back in Pittsburgh earlier this season, a 7-2 victory for Toronto, but it's something about this Leafs-Penguins matchup that helps the Maple Leafs. Hopefully the Penguins can pile on to all the drama that happened coming into this game because they just fired one of their assistant coaches, Mark Savard.
No, you're right. I've always thought this was a good matchup for the Penguins, and I know it hasn't gone that great for them here in Toronto, but I still think it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup, Joe, as long as the Penguins don't get sucked into playing the Leafs game, which I know their head coach, Craig Berube, wants them to play a structured defensive first game. I just don't think they're built that way. I just don't think it's in their DNA to do it. They might have a couple shifts at the beginning to do that, but as soon as you have an odd-man break, it's like, oh, let's go. Let's just play offense, and that doesn't fit for the Penguins. It's not the game. They've got some great offensive players, but they do not want to be trading chances back and forth with the Toronto Maple Leafs. It fits their style more than the Penguins, and you're right. That heartbreak loss last time we were here in this building, and then on the 29th of November, they come in and punch you right in the nose in your building, 7-2. So last of the 3-game set, last game before Christmas, you really want to put your best foot forward here against the Leafs.
As we've mentioned in the last game for the Penguins, Sidney Crosby finally got over the hump of Mario Lemieux's all-time franchise points record. The Penguins ended their 8-game skid. They ended their 5-game skid in the shootout. Stuart Skinner is looking to end his skid, though. Just 2 games as a Pittsburgh Penguin, but he's still looking for his first win. 8 goals allowed and a loss in Pittsburgh against Edmonton and then a loss in Montreal. This would be a great bounce-back opportunity for him today.
Yeah, I think the grade for Stuart Skinner as a Pittsburgh Penguin is incomplete. And I know he's lost those 2 games and the numbers don't look great, but as far as the eye test, I don't think the Penguins have helped him. You know, and does he have to help himself a little bit? Yeah. No leaky goals, that would help. But also, I think the Penguins have to stop giving up so many clear-cut, grade A chances and get Stuart Skinner a win also right before the break.
He makes his 7th appearance against the Toronto Maple Leafs in his career. 2 anthems. We're going to start with a chat with Joe Bowen, longtime voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Getting set for the Pens and the Leafs here in Toronto, last game before the Christmas holiday, and we are talking with the one and only Joe Bowen, radio voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs for the past 44 years, and we're perched atop what will be called Bowen's booth. And when I say that, Joe, what comes to mind?
I don't know, really, to be honest with you. I hope we get to sell stuff up here. Maybe I can make some money at it or whatever. Very honored. Foster Hewitt was an idol of mine growing up, watching Hockey Night in Canada and listening on the radio. So to have a small part of his press box named for me is a real honor.
What's been some of the best advice you've gotten over the years?
Well, been married 3 times, so a lot of that has gone out the window. But I guess the best advice, I think, as far as a broadcaster is concerned, don't be afraid of the microphone. It's not World War III. Maybe Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final is World War III. So entertain, have some fun, enjoy the sport, enjoy a magnificent athleticism that you watch, but have fun because you're trying to entertain a listener that's in a car somewhere or at home or whatever to stay with you. And not all of them are Rembrandts, there's a few Picassos in there too.
Can you give me a favorite memory between the Leafs and the Pens during your career?
Gary Volk, overtime goal in the old igloo. Yeah, come on. I also remember just before we pulled the trigger on the Doug Gilmour trade, we played the Pens in the old rink on Boxing Day. And Kevin Maguire scored the first goal, and Mario and company scored the next dozen.
Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh for 11 years running. So it's no wonder that Pittsburgh's favorite hockey team choose Ford as their go-to vehicles. Yep, that's right. Your favorite team meets our favorite team. That's a stacked roster if you ask us. Ford, the official car. truck, an SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Only from your neighborhood Ford store.
Tickets for the 7th Annual Penguins Night of Assists are on sale now. Join us on Tuesday, January 27 at Rivers Casino and spend the evening playing themed games and winning prizes with Penguins players. This year's theme, Pittsburgh is Home, celebrates the culture and uniqueness of our great city of champions. Guests can score big with our one-of-a-kind auction featuring autographed sports memorabilia and a chance to fly with the Penguins. Tickets will go fast. Get yours today and celebrate in true Pittsburgh style. Visit shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org now to score your ticket today. Must be 21 or older to attend.
We're all set for hockey here in Toronto as the Pittsburgh Penguins play in their final game before the Christmas break. It's against the Toronto Maple Leafs to wrap up a season series and try to pick up their first win against the Leafs this year. How's it going, Penguins fans? Alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brandon. We're just thrilled to have you here with us for another edition of Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. Penguins are fresh off an exciting win in Pittsburgh. Sidney Crosby now the franchise leader in points, passing Mario Lemieux with a shootout victory over the Montreal Canadiens. But now it's back to business as the Penguins 15-11-9, currently 7th in the Metropolitan Division, take on the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are 15-15-5 at the bottom of the standings in the Atlantic Division. And this Maple Leafs team that's never seems to be short of drama when the Penguins play them. Just recently made a move with their assistant coach Marc Savard being let go. Derek Lalonde now controls the power play for the Leafs, which is at the bottom of the standings in the NHL. Opening faceoff is underway, and the Leafs control. They dump it down into the Penguins' end as the Penguins in their alternate gold sweaters attacking from left to right with Stuart Skinner in net. Toronto Maple Leafs in their home blue sweaters attacking from right to left as the Penguins ice the puck. And they have Joseph Wall in net. Opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. Club 1 rewards, earn points, and save money with every dollar spent on service.
Craig Berube has moved his lines around also. He has taken Bobby McMahon and moved him up with Austin Matthews and Max Domi. That means that Matthew Nyes has slid down to a third line with Nicholas Waugh and Nick Robertson.
Starting lineups are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union. The top line back together with Ricard Raquel, Sidney Crosby, and Brian Russ. Top defensive pair of Parker Wotherspoon and Eric Carlson. Stuart Skinner again in net for the Penguins today. He's looking for his first win as a Pittsburgh Penguin, his third start. Jake McCabe, the defenseman, flings it down into the Penguins' end. It rolls from the near corner to the far one. Eric Carlson tries an outlet pass, but it got on Max Domi from the far circle, who nearly sneaked one past Stuart Skinner.
Wow, that's a great save by Skinner. He could have easily got sucked into looking over his right shoulder, thinking Matthews might try a wraparound. He went short side back to Domi, and somehow Stuart Skinner was able to hold the left post and make the save on Max Domi.
Domi hungry for a goal. He's got 3 on the year, hasn't scored since late October. Penguins get it into the Leafs zone. Tommy Novak sweeps a puck away over to the far wall, but Robertson pitches along the boards. Novak trying to keep it deep, but Robertson escapes it over to Chris Tanev, who's back in the lineup after missing the last 23 games. Now gaining some speed is Nicholas Waugh. An outlet pass broken off by Ville Koivunen. He'll poke it out to the neutral zone as William Nylander takes it back. Now over to the near side for Waugh. Flip back to Morgan Riley. Leafs trying to work it out of their zone. They cough it up. Koivunen pokes at it. Kindle sweeps it over to McGroarty, but jumped off his stick. No score a minute and a half into this hockey game. As Nylander brings it to the near side of the neutral zone. Got stripped of the puck by Ben Kindle. Ryan Shea will stretch it ahead to Rucker McGroarty, who helps angle it down into the Leafs zone. Joseph Wall rims it around the boards. It's played to the near point by St. Ivany. He sends a wrister right to the glove of Wall. They stop the clock with 2 minutes gone in this game. No score here from Toronto.
Well, you say drama. Up here in Canada, they say drama. And we didn't even mention some of the drama that came out of this morning's chit-chats with head coach Craig Berube. Is Chris Tanev back in the lineup. The savior, Chris Tanev, here to save the day. He's missed 23 games with an upper body injury.
Last game was against Philadelphia in early November. There's a turnaround shot by Shea. Pad save by Wall. Rebound over to the near circle as Achari fights for it. It's squeaked out to the neutral zone, though. Steven Lorentz will chip it down into the Penguins' end. Jack St. Ivany gets in front of the puck, plays it to the wall as Noel Achari will dig it out towards center ice. but it's pawed down by Troy Stetcher. He'll sweep it to the near side, now taken by Kevin Hayes. He's over the Leafs line in the high slot, works around. Jake McCabe now brings it over to the far side for Wotherspoon. Rister stopped in front of traffic, loose puck to the far side of the crease. Achari will sweep it to the boards and pump it up to Wotherspoon at the point. Over to Crosby, underneath his stick, but still plays it off the wall. Pumps it up to Carlson. In the slot, Rister doesn't get through traffic, and the rebound swept out by Steven Lorenz.
Oh, that's a great chance for Erik Karlsson coming off the wall to center point. Get it on the net. Instead, he ripped that puck right into the midsection of Connor Dewar. Yikes.
Outlet pass by Toronto goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. It's chased down by Parker Wotherspoon, sent ahead to Brian Rust. He works around Max Domi and will flip it down into Toronto's end. Off the end wall, it's played by Wall. In the near corner, Crosby tries to keep hold of it. Pitches it up to Raquel, who looks to sweep it up to the point. Letang couldn't handle it. Brett Kulak will, as those two have been paired together for the last 3 games. Now Raquel over the Toronto line to Rust far circle. Drags through, centering pass, can't connect with Raquel. Rebound kicked over to the far corner. Played along the boards as Raquel tries to dig it out. It squeaks below the goal line. Austin Matthews will flip it up to Max Domi, who will side skate along the near side of his own end, tap it back, and both teams get a change.
Partner, they have the Penguins with 2 shots and the Leafs with 0, which I'm kind of surprised. As I mentioned, I thought that Max Domi shot, even though it was from a bad angle, was right on Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I've been waiting to see an extra tally go up there, but nothing yet as the Penguins ice it down. 4 minutes gone in this hockey game. No score from Toronto.
Well, building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Final game before the Christmas break. Penguins will have the next 3 days off after today. First game back will be on the 28th in Chicago against the Blackhawks. As of right now, Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar unavailable for the Hawks. As the Leafs win a draw, Nylander feeds it over to the far circle, shot and a shoulder save from Skinner on a wrister from Philip Myers.
Good positioning, confident save by Stuart Skinner. That was a great chance for Philip Myers coming down from his right point position.
Leafs keep it alive in the Penguin zone. Tavares dancing in the near side, threads the needle of the near circle, but the Penguins poke it out and then luckily keep it away from Nylander. Now it's shuttled ahead to Brazeau. He's over the Leafs line. Near circle, wrister got blocked by Morgan Riley. Pops up, skims the netting. 4.5 minutes gone, no score here in Toronto.
I don't like what I've seen so far. Both teams have come to play. They've brought their skating shoes. Both teams playing a structured style. Nothing too loosey-goosey. Nothing too wide open. One thing, and I mentioned the Penguins have just been credited with 2 shots here in the first 4 minutes and 23 seconds, but for the most part, every line that's gone over the boards, Joe, has had a shoot-first mentality. I like it.
Kid line out there now. Ben Kindle to take the draw. Toronto controls as he went against Lawton. Played ahead of the far side for Steven Lorenz, who will carry it out to the neutral zone. Penguins break it up. Now they fight for the puck right in front of the Penguins bench. McGroarty can't get to it. It's kicked over to Jake McCabe on the near side. He'll flip it ahead to Lorenz. Broken off by Ryan Shea. Puck in aerial view will flip down to the far corner. Toronto looking to gain control again. Far corner, it's Lorenz up to the point. Walking the blue line. A wrister wide of the net. Up to the near half wall. McCabe pokes at it, but Kindle gets there first. Swept it to Koivunen, and a nice move to get it over to McGroarty at the far side, but he still has to race it down. Now his pass is taken off. Go to Joshua into the Penguin zone. Jack St. Ivan, he sweeps away the loose puck to Ryan Shea. Penguins re-rack in their own zone. 5 minutes gone in this hockey game. No score. There's 3 shots on goal total. Penguins with 2 of them. Parker Wotherspoon snaps it ahead. Connor Dewar got a piece. Goes to the near corner now. Out of his net was Wall. Found some pressure from Kevin Hayes, but it was still escaped by Chris Tanev. Toronto works it back up. Here's Robertson over the Penguins line. Chips it over to Matthew Nyes. Far half wall. Makes a U-turn. Kicks it rink wide to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He couldn't play it off the wall. Now Hayes coming back the other way for the Pens. Dropped it back to Achari. Carlson near circle to Hayes. To Carlson in the corner. Slowly centering pass. Jumped off the stick of Achari. Dewar's got it now. He'll send a wrister off the shin pad of Robertson, who will take it the other way for Toronto, accelerating far side of the neutral zone. Threw his shoulder into Connor Dewar. Dewar took the brunt of the hit. Now a snap pass to the crease taken away by Erik Karlsson. He'll kick it over to the far corner, send it up along the far boards. Connor Dewar peacefully will chip it down to the Toronto end near corner. Still no score with over 6 minutes gone in this hockey game. Max Domi pokes the puck ahead to the far side in front of the Penguins bench, and then one hands it into the Penguins end, but Brett Kulak breaks it off. Now Ricard Raquel ahead to Crosby. Far circle. Drops it back for Russ. Matthews was all over it, though. Domi will take it the other way for Toronto. Bobby McMahon now accelerating over the Penguins line. Far circle. Bursting through the crease. And a poke check from Skinner. Pops the puck up to the near corner. Now Raquel in full motion. A rink-wide pass to Crosby over the Leafs line. Send a shot. Got deflected. Then shouldered away by Wall. Letang trying to pick up the loose puck. It's fought for. And batted home by Crosby, but couldn't get it past Wall. Raquel from below the goal line pitched it up. Penguins couldn't handle it. It goes tumbling to the neutral zone, handled by Brett Kulak. Almost 7 minutes gone in this game. No score. Along the near boards, it's taken by Tavares. He'll take it into the Penguin zone, middle of the blue line. Little tic-tac-toe action. It was broken off by Jack St. Ivany, who goes crashing into the far corner in the Penguin zone. Now Tommy Novak sweeps it away. Gets it ahead to Ryan Shea, the defenseman in full flight. Dumps it down to Toronto's end, spins around the boards to the far corner. Mantha boxes it out for Tommy Novak, who tried to fire a shot on net, didn't get through. Mantha at the corner of the trapezoid, got it to Novak, in around the net, centering pass. They try to sweep it home. Brazeau pokes at it, and they score! Justin Brazeau on the top, and Anthony Mantha with the last push. But the Penguins strike first. With a little chaos in the crease, it's 1-0 Pens, 12.5 to play in the first.
Hold the phone on this one, Joe. I'm going to tell you why. I thought that Joseph Woll did an unbelievable job of pinning his right pad to the ice in the blue paint. The puck was free, but I felt that Justin Brazeau, on his maybe fourth or fifth whack, pushed the puck underneath.
The call on the ice and the judgment of the on-ice officials is that the Pittsburgh player was making a play on a loose puck. Therefore, the call on the ice is a goal.
So I believe there'll be a challenge here, and I'll tell you why. As I felt that Woll had his pad, he's in the splits, his right pad pinned to the ice. His glove hit.
Challenging that there's goaltender interference prior to the goal.
Yeah, I expected this. And Woll did a great job of having the glove and the pad right on top of the puck. Brazeau never heard a whistle. Referee felt the puck was still loose, so he's whacking, pushing, jabbing away, and I felt that he pushed the puck and the pad. That's the key part. Listen, he pushed the puck and the pad over the goal line. Yes, you also had Anthony Mantha stick in there too, but from an overhead look, it really looked like Brazeau's stick was right there where the puck and the pad meet, and he pushed both of them into the goal. More times than not, they wave this one off and feel like you cannot push the puck and the pad into the goal. This one's going to be really interesting.
It honestly just seems like Wall's glove was over the puck. But again, there was no whistle.
Yeah, no whistle, you're right. But no, I didn't see that till right now. You make a great point, Joe. I didn't see how much he had taken his left hand catching glove, came across his body, pinned the puck to the ice. There should have been a whistle there, but give Brazeau credit.
Right.
He didn't hear the whistle. He never gave up on the play. This is going to be interesting how they rule this one. This is a complete coin toss for me.
Here's the decision.
After video review, it was determined that the Pittsburgh player pushed the glove of the Toronto goaltender with the puck into the net. This is goaltender interference, no goal.
I think it's the right call, Joe.
I think you're right.
I think it's the right call. You might want to hear that, Penguin fans, but if it was going the other way, I would not want it to count. And I think you make the key point, which is the exclamation point on this, that the glove was on top of the puck. So you cannot push the glove and or the pad, which both moved counterclockwise for Woll and into the goal. It's a good challenge. I agree with the call. Stay 0-0.
It's still a good push from the Penguins, and like you said, a good play through the whistle mentality by Justin Brazeau, but we've got no score. 12.5 to play in the opening period. Rucker McGroarty over the Leafs line, chips it down to the far corner. Oliver Ekman-Larsson tries to dig it out. Tanev pokes at it at the corner. Koivunen comes away with it, trying to sweep it up to the point, but Steven Lorentz broke off the pass. Now it's a race into the Penguins zone. That's won by Ryan Shea. He'll swing it to Jack St. Ivany. Up ahead to Rucker McGroarty, who taps it down to the Toronto zone near corner. Kindle races after it. Philip Myers swings it around the boards for the Leafs. The far point, it's kicked away by Toronto. Over the Penguins line is Lawton. Far circle, stops above it. Gets it up to the high slot for Myers. Wrister coming. It got deflected high of the net. The far corner, played off the wall by Domi. Up to Matthews, fresh off the bench, carving in the slot. Now dropped it back to Riley. Back to Matthews, touch pass attempt. A good breakup from Parker Wotherspoon to break off the pass and the shot by Austin Matthews. No score with 11:40 to go in the opening period here in Toronto. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability. Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
Well, we're still scoreless here in Toronto. Penguins thought they had a goal for a moment, but goaltender interference overturned the call. 11:40 to go in the first period. Penguins out shooting the Leafs 4-2.
I'll tell you, that last shift there was really solid by Parker Wotherspoon. Both those deflections that you called so beautifully, Joe.
Thanks, pal.
It was because of the active stick of number 28 in your program, Parker Wotherspoon.
Penguins win the draw to the right of Stuart Skinner, who's wielding a new mask in his Pittsburgh Penguins uniform. No longer wearing the Edmonton Oilers mask, just a clean sheer white goalie mask for Stuart Skinner. Toronto swings it around the boards and the near wall in their own end. Taken away by Connor Dewar at the point. He jabs at it, tries to sweep it down the wall. Kevin Hayes comes away with it. Works around in the circle, got it to Achari, and a quick shot blockered out of there by Wall.
Kevin Hayes is playing with a purpose, really using that big frame well, hanging on to pucks, did a great job of setting up Achari right there.
And a nice shootout opening goal for the Penguins in their win on Sunday. Now it's taken away by Nylander, accelerating into the Penguin zone with a breakaway backhand. He scores. William Nylander, pointless in his last 3 games, ends an 11-game goal drought. And he gets the Leafs on the board with a steal and a score. It's 1-0 Toronto, 11 minutes to play in the first.
Well, we barely got the words out of our mouth on how great Kevin Hayes is playing. And then he tries to throw a saucer pass right at the blue line. And what a job by Nylander. And this is waist high. This saucer pass is so high, I know what Kevin Hayes is thinking. I'm going to put more on the sauce. There's no way Nylander's going to knock it down. He knocks it down, pushes it up ahead. That's the key. Throws the puck way up ahead, knowing that he can outrace Kevin Hayes. And then, as a right-hand shot, he fends off Hayes' back check. At the last second, pulls it from the forehand to the backhand, around the right pad of Skinner, off the post, and in. 1-0 Leafs.
Nylander now with 9 goals in his last 7 games against the Penguins. Toronto's got the puck in the Penguin zone. It's Domi, far half wall, rink wide to McCabe. Touch pass to Steven downstairs. Fight for the puck. Skinner sees it, pads it, and then freezes it. Stop the action with 10:25 to go in this first period. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Yeah, and that's how quick the Leafs can strike with players like Nylander and Matthews and Tavares, and even throw Matthew Nyes in there. These are elite offensive players, and You think, okay, fine, I just put a little something on this sauce pass, no problem. But Nylander, and I tell you, the mood of Nylander, no celebration, no love with the teammates.
Very businesslike.
Yeah, no, it's more than that. There's something else going. Look out.
Here's Brian Rust on a breakaway. He'll go with the backhanded score! Brian Rust with the equalizer here in Toronto. A breakaway feed, and the Penguins tie things up at 1 halfway through this first.
Well, Willie Stiles, I'll see your backhand move, and I'll see you a backhand move, says Brian Rust. And what a pass by Sid. It's about a 40-foot stretch pass as Brian Rust got in behind Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Chris Tanev, as I mentioned, his first game back after missing 23, is flat-footed. Neither one's going to catch Brian Rust. And the patience of Job to hang on as a right-hand shot and use that speed, get right in the face of Joseph Woll, and at the last second, go forehand, backhand, 6-hole. That's under the blocker, over the pad, perfectly placed backhand by the Rusty Racer, and we are tied at 1.
They get 467 career points for Brian Rust to move past Jake Gensel for 11th all-time in Penguins franchise history. And Sid starts his separation with Mario Lemieux with his 1,725th point. We're tied at 1. Halfway through this first, Penguins get the puck back in the Toronto zone. Ryan Chase sends one towards the net. The only guy there, Morgan Riley of Toronto. Pitched along the near wall now, Robertson into the Penguin zone. A little 2-on-1 here. Couldn't connect with Nyes, though. The puck went in between his wickets at the far circle. Nyes keeping the puck alive at the far wall. Now it's taken by Tommy Novak. Justin Brazeau will flip it off the far boards down into Toronto's end. Played by Philip Myers. Quickly gets it ahead to Robertson, who pitches it back to McCabe. Ian Myers played catch in the Toronto zone. Now flipped ahead to Lawton. Over the Leafs logo, chipped it back, got it stolen by McGroarty. He's over the Leafs line. Far point will rim it around the boards to the near corner. Ben Kindle tries to get it away from Jake McCabe. Koivunen got it to McGroarty, flipped over near wall. Carlson a blast, and it took down the knee of Jake McCabe.
Fouled him.
Pumped back up to Carlson. He's along the blue line, pitches it to the near wall for Koivunen. Sent it down deep to the near corner. McGroarty gets around, now the circle, cross-ice Pete. Pass far circle and a wrister by Carlson off the shoulder of Wall and against the netting to send us to a break. 8:46 to go in the first period. William Nylander with a breakaway goal. Brian Rust with a breakaway goal. We're tied at 1 from Toronto on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's Fantasy Football Championship Week. Get the edge you need with Fantasy Sports Radio.
I don't care if you're a 50-point underdog. Put the best players in. We just need points.
Go home a Fantasy Football champion or just go home.
Go ahead and fire up your Cardinals. The Bengals defense can't stop anybody.
You've made it this far. Don't give up the title because you made the wrong roster move.
You gotta go with the guys who got you here. Don't overthink it.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
If you're 500 right now, you must play over 600 hockey. How many of these 600 teams are sustainable? At the very end of the day, playing musical chairs, there's only going to be a few spots and way too many butts. And the teams that lose will make but. And I think for some teams, the math is already not on their side.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Penguins.com/flex.
A 1-1 tie from Toronto as Brian Rust with a quick answer after the Maple Leafs scored the first goal. Just 43 seconds later, Brian Rust with an answer. We're tied at 1 with 8:46 to go in the opening period. Crosby will take the draw against Austin Matthews to the right of Joseph Woll. Drop the puck and the Penguins control. Quick shot on net by Raquel and a save by Wall. Get another face-off in the Toronto zone with 8:42 to go in this first, tied at 1.
Ricard Raquel's 7th game since missing 20 games with that hand injury. His last 4 games, he's got 4 or more shots in each game. 19 total on net.
A lot of success against Wall. 3 goals in 2 games coming into this one as Toronto brings the puck back into the Penguins zone. Erik Karlsson wrapping up Bobby McMahon for the puck. Pitched up along the near wall, but not out. Toronto with it. Shot on net Matthews and a save by Skinner. Keep it tied at 1 with 8:21 to go in this first in Toronto.
Brian Ruskin, a little flex of the stick as he skates to the bench as he tried to Murphy dump that puck out of the zone, flubbed the flip, and the quick turnover onto the stick of Austin Matthews, and that's, even from that long range, he can still score on the wrister. As Austin Matthews, 415 goals, one behind Leon Draisaitl for most goals by active players, and he's soon to catch Matt Sundin for most goals as a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Dean with 420 in his career here in Toronto. Nolachari chips it out into the Toronto zone. Nylander races it down. Outlet pass goes out to the neutral zone. Tavares feeds Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He'll sling it down to the Penguins end. Well, Skinner just stopped it in behind his net. Pitched along the far boards, kept alive by Nylander in the corner. Brett Kulak shoulders the Toronto forward into the wall for it. Now Kevin Hayes will kick it out to the neutral zone. Morgan Riley swoops after it on the far side. Curls in behind Wall's net. Actually stopped on a dime to shave off the defense of Nolachari. He'll take his time behind Wall's net. Send it up to the far side for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Outlet pass to Tavares. Jumped off his stick. The Penguins will take it back. Kulak pinballs it off the near boards, but right to Morgan Riley. He turns it over. Brazeau to Mantha. Near circle. Cross-ice pass. Novak off the bench. Far circle. Drags. Fires. Shoulder saved by Wall. Pops up, skims the netting with 7:18 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1.
We might have had a penalty there that was not called. I didn't see who that was. Was it Roy that came in from behind and just leveled maybe more Morgan Riley, as big Justin Brazeau had camped out right in front of Wall and got drilled from behind. I like that patience by Tommy Novak to make one extra move. That's the time to make the extra move, to find the shooting lane and get it through.
Penguins win the draw. Quick shot by Ryan Shea. Just missed wide of the net. Banged off the end wall. Chris Tanev takes it away. Flips a rink wide to Jake McCabe. Down into the Penguin zone it goes to the near corner. Stuart Skinner plays it off the wall. Took his time with it. Got to Ryan Shea. Along the far boards it goes tumbling out to center ice. Jake McCabe will take it back. Defenseman out of Wisconsin plays it along the far side as Toronto loses the puck for a moment. Then it's taken right back as Nicholas Swan and Tommy Novak trade the puck. Now it's over the Leafs line. Penguins are offside. 6:47 to go in this first. We're tied at 1.
I like the way this line has looked. Tommy Novak, who just a couple games ago was on that left wing with Sidney Crosby, and then a little flip-flop by Dan Muse where he had Ricard Raquel as the 2C. Put Raquel back up with Sidney Crosby and took Tommy Novak off the Sid line and put him between Brazeau and Mantha.
And you almost feel like that's more so Raquel moving up than Novak moving down.
Agreed, 100%.
Again, as he played a little center last season, but not much. Penguins clearly still missing Evgeny Malkin, who's been out since the game against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Skated yesterday.
And they score in front of broken play, and it's Nylander's second. Just a harmless pass from Michelli at the near half wall. It bounced off of Nylander in front of Stuart Skinner. And the deflected puck gets past Stuart Skinner. 6:26 to go in this first. It's 2-1 Toronto.
Yeah, Nylander right there, but Michelli's leading the conga line, so you wonder, did this one go off of Parker Wotherspoon? It might have, huh, Joe?
Yeah.
You can't tell because Nylander doesn't celebrate. He's in a mood today, so you don't know, But Michelli just throws it at the front of the net. Yeah, Parker Wotherspoon went with a stick to throw it into the corner, went off the heel of his stick and underneath the right pad of a surprise Stuart Skinner, and the Leafs have their lead back. It's now 2-1.
It does look like it'll stay Michelli's goal. And now Toronto stole the puck in the Penguins' end. Domi couldn't feed Matthews as Brian Rust will take it the other way.
I'm going to stop applauding offside here, Penguins. I'm going to stop applauding Pittsburgh Penguins. I was just praising Kevin Hayes. He turned the puck over to Nylander, goal. just got finished praising Parker Wotherspoon and how good as he's been, and how a puck goes off the heel of Wotherspoon for the second goal by the Leafs.
Start complimenting Toronto.
Never.
Penguins win the draw as Chris Letang will dump it down into the Leafs end. Around the boards, Chris Tanev peels it out, got it to Max Domi. He'll send it ahead of the neutral zone. Matthews over the Penguin line, down to the far corner. Lost the puck against Brett Kulak. Now snaps it up to Domi, near circle to McCabe. One-timer wide of the net. Off the end boards and off the back of the cage. Swept to the far corner. Toronto keeps it alive. Tanev to McCabe. Back to Tanev. Hangs on down to the corner for Domi. Up to the high slot for Matthews. He'll wrist one, deflected wide of the net. Played off the boards by Bobby McMahon. He'll spin it around the wall. Only guy there is Max Domi at the half board. Shoveled it down to Matthews at the goal line. Tries to work around Kulak and Crosby as it's kicked out towards center ice. Handled by Troy Stetcher of the Leafs as Toronto and the Penguins get a change. Morgan Rielly dumps it back into the Penguin zone. Around the boards to the far corner. Lorentz comes racing in. Sweeps it up to the near point for Rielly. Over to Lorentz. Shot coming, rather, Stetcher, and it didn't get through traffic. Over to the near wall. It's played by Ryan Shea. He'll chip it off the glass on the near side. Kevin Hayes tried to work it into the Leafs zone. He'll get it down to the near corner. Well, the Penguins would have been offsides had they touched it. Now back the other way comes Toronto. To Rielly along the near wall. Chips it down to the Penguins' end. Around to the far corner for Ryan Shea. Jumped off his stick, but still got it to Nola Chari, who angled it to Connor Dewar. Fourth line out here for the Pens. Kevin Hayes along the near wall, out of his reach, and kicked back the other way. Dakota Joshua flips it down to the Penguins' end with 4.5 to play in this first period. It's 2-1 Toronto. Penguins leading in shots on goal 9-7 as Kevin Hayes will time up a pass to Nola Chari, who's over the Leafs line, shovels it down to the far corner. Played off the end boards by Oliver Ekman-Larsson, though, to the far wall for Philip Myers. Ahead now, he got the puck stolen by Justin Brazeau. And a Tommy Novak, rink-wide pass, trying to feed Brazeau, couldn't handle it in the near circle. Taken away by Robertson, and the Leafs through the neutral zone. It's Nyes, got it over the Penguins line. Brazeau takes it back. He'll spin around, try to go for an outlet pass. He got it to Mantha, far circle towards the net, and got tangled up by Myers. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Brazeau kicked it to Mantha, spun around the boards to Wotherspoon, far point. He'll shovel it down towards the corner as Brazeau gets thrown into the wall by Myers. Swooped away by Robertson, pitched along the wall. As Wotherspoon is able to get it to Brazeau. Flipped over to Carlson above the near circle. Wrister couldn't find the redirection. Tommy Novak right there on the back door.
Tommy Novak get down to one knee, a la Sidney Crosby, and just could not shovel that backdoor pass from Carlson in the net.
3.5 to play in the first period. Penguins down by 1. McGroarty off the bench disrupted an outlet pass, but Toronto still kicks it out to center ice. Pulled away by Justin Brazeau. Down over to Erik Karlsson as the Penguins re-rack. 3:10 to go in the first period. Penguins trailing Toronto in Toronto 2-1 as Karlsson slings it down to the Leafs end of the far corner. Jumped off the stick of Tanev. Played along the far wing is now Tavares. Will take it out to center ice. Chip it down to the Penguins end. Skinner plays it off the near corner. Flips it over to Chris Letang. Pushed up. Taken by Ben Kindle. He scored 2 goals in this building his last time here. As Koivunen takes it over the Leafs line at the far point, chips it down to the corner for McGroarty. Around the boards to Kindle. Shoveled up to Letang. Quick shot and a quick save by Wall. Rebound to the far half boards. Koivunen ladles it to Kulak. His blast goes off of Chris Tanev, and the Leafs take it the other way now. Chipped ahead along to Nylander. Drags it through on the far wing, but lost control, and behind Skinner's net he'll take it to the near side, up to the half wall, now to the point. Threw a pass off of Letang's skate, but Michelli handles it at the near half wall. Down to the bottom of the circle, cross ice pass. McGroarty broke that off. Far corner it goes as Nylander tried to outlet it. Here come the Penguins, left to right in transition. Letang over the Leafs line, couldn't handle the pass though. And now it's taken the other way by Rielly in Toronto. Flipped down into the Penguins' end. 2 minutes to go in this first, a 2-1 lead for the Leafs. Ryan Shea comes back the other way for the Penguins. Skates through the neutral zone and dumps it down into Toronto's end. Around the boards to Crosby at the near corner. Keeps it away from Ekman-Larsson. Up to Ryan Shea. Down to Rust in the crease. Far circle. He gives it back to Shea. Now to St. Ivan. He couldn't handle the pass in the high slot. Shea takes it back and dumps it back into Toronto's end.
Jack St. Ivy had his stick around his waist when that hard pass came from Shea. By the time he got the stick from his waist onto the ice, he couldn't handle it.
Now Jack St. Ivan, he steals the puck away in the neutral zone, tries to dump it in at Toronto's end, got interrupted, then his second one goes down there, but it's played by Wall, who angles it out to Ekman-Larsson with 1:20 to go in the first period. Penguins down 2-1. Leafs chip it down into the Penguins' end again. Skinner leaves it for Wotherspoon. He'll take it along the far side, send it rink wide to Carlson. He takes his time with it ahead of the neutral zone. Hayes tried to poke it away to Chari. Now they get it back to Hayes. He'll take it over the Leafs line, far side. Trying to get around Chris Tanev. Tanev goes hard into the boards. Hayes comes away with the puck under a minute to go in this opening period. Penguins down 2-1. Along the far boards. Steven Lorentz chipping at it against Parker Wotherspoon. Now the puck pinned along the wall. Far corner in the Leafs end. Dewar pokes it out, but it gets pushed back into the wall. Now it's loose. Wotherspoon with it to Carlson near circle. Unloads. Got deflected. Pad save. Rebound in the crease. Dewar pokes at it. Kevin Hayes sweeps it away. 30 seconds to go in the period. Penguins down by 1. Achari behind the net. Thrown off the puck by McCabe as Tanev will poke it along the far wall. Lorentz got stoned by Parker Wotherspoon as the puck goes rolling back the other way. McCabe to Tanev. Turned it over. Mantha driving, a save by Wall. And then Lund will poke it to Wall, who's sitting on his rear end right now in the crease. And a little fracas in the blue paint, but the Penguins can't push it home. 10.7 seconds to go in the opening period. Penguins down by 1 as they just barely missed on an Anthony Mantha blast after the turnover.
Holy pizza. Up the middle of the ice. A backhand blind pass from Chris Tanev, who was gassed at the end of a shift. He was in behind the goal line, passed that right up the middle of the ice as Mantha from about, I'm going to say 26 feet, walks into a one-timer, and Joseph Wall, like he's a street hockey goalie, comes out and challenges Mantha and just throws the left pad and glove up into the air to rob Anthony Mantha on that one-timer, and then find a way as the Penguins again trying to pitchfork the puck underneath him, just cannot get it underneath Joseph Wall.
10.7 seconds to go in the period. Crosby wins the draw. Letang to Carlson, a blast missed wide. Bangs off the end wall, goes to the far boards. Riley pitches it up to Matthews, dumped down to the Penguins' end, 2 seconds, 1. And that'll finish the opening period as Chris Letang got tied up with Bobby McMahon, and Letang is heated. Threw a left hand towards Bobby McMahon as there's a huge gathering in the near corner of the Penguins' end right now.
Yeah, what McMahon was doing there, I don't blame you, Tanger. The play was over. The puck was in the corner, and Chris Letang just kind of let up like, what are you going to play this to the very end? And so him and McMahon were tied up. And then when the horn went, that's when McMahon gave a shot to Letang. I would assume the referee's just going to take both of them, but if he was really watching what happened, McMahon should get 4 and Letang should get 2.
Really quick to call.
Shots on goal.
Oh, never mind. We'll clean everything up when we come back. We owe you a break, so let's get to it. Penguins trail the Leafs 2-1 through 20 minutes. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanging.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Our Penguins Pledge champion partners PPG, US Steel, EQT, Wesco, Indra Energy, and Coca-Cola are all committed to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
Coincidental penalties for Bobby McMahon and Chris Letang will begin the second period here in Toronto, with the Penguins trailing the Maple Leafs 2-1. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just non-stop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking, at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common app. One application for all your goals. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Brian Rust here, letting you know that I'm bringing back half-off milkshakes to the city of Pittsburgh. That's right, you heard me. Half-off shakes are back at Milkshake Factory when I score a goal. Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and melted hot fudge topped with whipped cream. And of course, a chocolate 17. When I score a goal, come celebrate with me at the Milkshake Factory.
Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Leafs 2-1 after one period of play at Scotiabank Arena. Brian Metzer here with you, and it looked like the Penguins got themselves an early 1-0 lead when Justin Brazeau scored at 7:24. Unfortunately, that was waived due to goaltender interference. Nylander did get a goal at 9:07. Brian Rust answered that on a breakaway of his own at 9:51. And then Maselli is credited with a goal at 13:34. It was Nylander at first to make it a 2-1 lead. Some fisticuffs late in the period. It looked like McMahon and Letang, but it looks like it's Letang and Matthews going to the box. When we return, it will be a conversation with Michael Agello, who covers the Toronto Maple Leafs. He'll join us next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
So, who's up for dessert?
Ah, tempting, but I should check my balance first.
Don't worry, I got it.
No, all good. Dessert's on me.
Ever hesitate before making a purchase? What if you could always know? You can with S&T's mobile banking. Check your balance, pay friends on the spot, track your spending anytime, anywhere, all from your phone. Visit stbank.com to learn more and download our mobile app today. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Pens trail the Leafs 2-1 after 1 in Toronto. Brian Metzer back here with you. And now, as we often are with these Leafs-Pens games, we are joined by Michael Agello, who's the co-managing editor of Hockey Hot Stove. You know him from Off the Post Radio and many other outlets, PHWA member as well. Mike, welcome back to the show. How are you, my friend?
Mr. Metzer, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great to get you on here. And the Leafs jump out to that 2-1 lead over the Penguins here. William Nylander looked to have both goals, but they took the second one away. I think it went off Wotherspoon and in. But he looked a little surly when he scored those. Little bit of behind-the-scenes drama maybe with him. He kind of looked a little displeased.
Well, he looks surly because he's got that beard, which he's never had before. But he hadn't scored since before Thanksgiving, and his struggles and the struggles of the power play, and some of the star players on the team is what led to Mark Savard, their assistant coach, being fired. A lot of people thought Craig Berube was going to get fired, but Brad Treliving came out today, said he was safe. I don't know how long that'll be that he's safe, but he's safe right now.
Yeah, they certainly have a number of coaches attached to them already. We've heard Peter DeBoer's name. I saw somebody on Twitter try and say John Tortorella, but it was, can you imagine that? Torts walking into that locker room with those stars? That would be something, wouldn't it?
If you want to get those stars out of Toronto, that'll help get them out right away. But no, I don't think Torts. I do think DeBoer is a possibility, but he still has another, like he has the rest of this year on the Dallas contract. He's probably going to wait till the summer and field offers from a number of teams, Toronto probably being one of them, because it's going to be a long shot for them to make the playoffs where they are right now.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch their, kind of fall down the Eastern Conference standings. They were just ahead of the Sabres the other day. They're right there near the bottom, and Nylander would probably do himself some favors if he could play the Penguins every game. 21 points in 25 career games, and this season alone he has 6 points against them. But what have you seen from them, Mike, that has kind of disrupted what they were doing? I mean, they were right there on the edge of being a contender in the East, and you thought they'd try to get pushed over the top, but unfortunately they're going the other way this year. And I know goaltending injuries have played a part.
Well, the goaltending hasn't really let them down. I think Hildeby and Joseph Wall have been pretty decent. The injury to Stolarz, they had to play him really heavily early in the year, and that was a problem. But injuries have hurt them. Their two best defensemen defensively are Brandon Carlo and Chris Tanev. They get Tanev back tonight after being out for 7 weeks with a concussion or neck injury. And their offense just has not been consistent with all the firepower that they have. They just don't seem to be able to generate consistent enough offense.
Which is a kind of a shocker when you just look at their roster. And I know you and I talked earlier in the season, and Mike, we have about a minute left here, but how big a loss has the run-out-of-town man, Mitch Marner, been to them? I know that, he kind of people kind of wore thin on him, but it seems like a player like that has been missed in their lineup. Do you see it that way, or is that just my look from outside?
I think it's been overestimated in terms of Marner. I mean, obviously he was a point man on their power play. They had a 5-forward power play, and they've had to go back to Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Mitch Marner, and Morgan Riley. But I think where they miss him as a power play quarterback less so than as the setup guy for Austin Matthews. He really has nobody to set him up, and they've tried, I think, 5 right wingers on that side, and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Leafs play out the rest of the stretch this season, and if Chief is safe behind the bench. But we'll certainly catch up with you, Mike, to get all the details as we move through the year, because I know you got your finger on the pulse. Thanks for this, my friend. I always appreciate it. Enjoy the holiday.
Sounds good, and same to you, Brian.
All right, that is Michael Agello. Find him on Twitter at Mike in Buffalo, and as I said, co-managing editor of Hockey Hot Stove, the Off the Post Radio. He's a co-host there, and he does work for the Hockey News as well. When I come back, news from around the league right here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What are 2 things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Tickets for the 7th Annual Penguins Night of Assists are on sale now. Join us on Tuesday, January 27 at Rivers Casino and spend the evening playing themed games and winning prizes with Penguins players. This year's theme, Pittsburgh is Home, celebrates the culture and uniqueness of our great city of champions. Guests can score big with our one-of-a-kind auction featuring autographed sports memorabilia and a chance to fly with the Penguins. Tickets will go fast. Get yours today and celebrate in true Pittsburgh style. Visit shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org now to score your ticket today. Must be 21 or older to attend.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins trail the Leafs 2-1 after one period of play at Scotiabank Arena. Brian Metzer back here with you, and the score sheet is finalized, so I can get you up to date on officially what's happening. So Chris Letang and McMahon both go into the box at the 20-minute mark. That's what we thought was going to happen, and that was both for roughing. It was a big scrum at the end of the period there, and they have awarded the second Toronto goal at 13:34 to Maselli, and that came from Nylander and Myers, and that was one that looked like Nylander may have gotten a stick on, but I believe it went off Wotherspoon and into the net behind Skinner, and that is the case. But Nylander still gets his 2 points in this hockey game, and he's been red hot against the Penguins this season. As you heard me discuss with Mike Agello a moment ago, that's his 5th and 6th points of the season in 3 games against the Penguins. He had a game of 2 goals and an assist earlier this year, and then in a 1 assist game. Also had 6 shots in those 2 games, and we will add on a 7th in this hockey game. When we come back, second period action from Toronto. Joe Brand and the old 2-9er Phil Bourque will have it for you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
On Christmas Day, SiriusXM NBA Radio decks the halls with basketballs. 5 games.
Curry, quick release, ties the game!
The biggest stars.
Alley-oop to LeBron! Slam dunk!
All day long.
Jumper's good! 52 for Jokic in the basketball game.
The ultimate stocking stuffer for NBA fans. The action starts at noon Eastern on NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Coolius.
If you're 500 right now, you must play over 600 hockey. How many of these 600 teams are sustainable? At the very end of the day, playing musical chairs, there's only going to be a few spots and way too many butts. And the teams that lose will make but. And I think for some teams, the math is already not on their side.
The Power Play with Steve Coolius. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it, there's a chance, rebound, Caulfield, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Federally insured by NCUA.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The biggest plays on the ice.
He's up ahead, Pacioretty to the net, backhand score! What a move!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
We'll have 2 minutes of 4-on-4 hockey to begin the second period, with both Bobby McMahon and Chris Letang in the box for roughing. Right now the Penguins trailed 2-1 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Penguins were out shooting the Leafs 12-7 despite being down by a goal. A pretty solid opening 20 played by the Penguins, Borky. Just off to a good start. Every line participating and just doing a lot of the right things that they've needed to start this game.
No, I'm going to be straight with you. I feel like the Penguins outplayed the Leafs in that first period. I know it doesn't show it on the scoreboard. The Penguins are down 2-1. But an unlucky bounce on the second goal off the stick of Parker Wotherspoon finds a hole on Stuart Skinner. I just felt not only in the shots, but you look at the attempts. The Penguins with 23 attempts on their 12 shots. And as I mentioned, the Leafs with 7 shots, 14 attempts. Also giveaways, 8 for the Leafs. That's a lot. And no bigger than the one that wound down at the end of the first period by Chris Tannen.
The American captain for Toronto, Austin Matthews, wins the draw against the Canadian captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby. 4-on-4 to begin this second period as Crosby sends a hard check into Morgan Riley in front of the Penguins bench. Now Matthews in the Penguins zone, driving towards the net and a poke check by Skinner. Penguins in their alternate third gold jerseys. They're attacking from right to left. The Toronto Maple Leafs in their home blue sweaters, and Max Domi gets shrugged into the boards by Erik Karlsson. Opening face-off to begin this second period, brought to you by number 1 Cochrane Club 1 Rewards, as Karlsson missed a pass to the neutral zone, goes all the way down to Toronto's end, icing by the Penguins. They trailed 2-1 just 40 seconds into the second period.
I figure I better get this in early. I think we're going to be fast and furious here. Unleashing AI takes brain power and real power. From right here in Pittsburgh, EQT fuels the innovation, driving the next big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Still a minute 20 to go of 4-on-4 hockey. This is the first time that anyone's been in the box for either team in this hockey game. Penguins win the draw. Karlsson turns it over, though, to Nylander, whiffed on a wrister in the far circle. Now ahead to Karlsson in the neutral zone over the Leafs line, far side, drop back to Crosby. He'll take it down to the corner, the goal line, and then stop on a dime corner of the trapezoid, all the way up to Kulak at the high slot. Back to Crosby, far circle. Trying to work around Jake McCabe, takes it to the boards. It squeaks out to Karlsson. He'll play it along the far wall, but then lose it. As Troy Stetcher plays keep away from Ricard Raquel, brings it up the ice, rink wide pass to Michelli over the Penguins line. He's got the difference in this game with the goal late in the first period. Nylander far half wall, downstairs looking for Ekman Larsson, has to play it to his stick and then coughs it right up to Ben Kindle. He'll shuttle it ahead to Ryan Shea over the neutral zone, over the Leafs line now. Pitch back to Raquel, he wasn't onside yet though. Ricard Raquel has to U-turn, re-rack to Brett Kulak in the Penguins end. 23 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. Raquel to Kindle over the Leafs line. He waits at the point, trying to shovel a pass to Kulak, but it went off the skate of Michelli. Kindle takes the puck back, sends it ahead to Tommy Novak. He's over the Leafs line, far half wall. Down to the circle at the goal line towards the crease, and a shot on net. Stick save by Joseph Wall as it pops up in the air. Taken away in the near circle by John Tavares.
A sneaky power forward move there by Tommy Novak. He just kind of slowed it down and held onto the puck on the backhand and just kept inching his way towards the goal, and eventually went backhand, forehand, and it popped straight up in the air.
Letang and McMahon out of the boxes. We're back to 5-on-5. Puck in the Penguin zone, and it's thrown towards the crease, popped up in the air in front of the net, then over it. Now Nyes plays it at the far half wall as Brazeau wraps him up along the boards. Got it to McMahon, though. Shoveled to Tanev along the blue line. Snapped it over to McCabe. He unloads, and a deflection wide of the net. Tavares plays the rebound off the end wall over to McMahon. Now flipped up to McCabe. Lost the puck at the far point. Sent it rink wide. No, the Leafs can still touch it. It was onside. Brazeau will take the loose puck, though. Get it to Jack St. Ivany. He'll ladle it up, but only one was there, was Chris Tanev for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's fired down in front of the crease, taken away by the Penguins now. Tommy Novak takes his time with it. Will slow things down, sending it back to Parker Wotherspoon. 3 minutes gone in the second period, still 2-1 Leafs. Penguins out shooting Toronto 13-8. As it's sent ahead to Chris Letang, snapped all the way down. Nola Chari, he angles into the Leaf zone. Connor Dewar swings it to the far corner. Kevin Hayes got tied up with Jake McCabe, fought for the puck below the goal line, spun up along the far boards. Dakota Joshua forks it out to the neutral zone. Brett Kulak quickly to it, though, dumps it back into Toronto's end. Wall stops it behind his net, flips it over to the far side, outlet pass. Now to Scott Lawton, that will send it ahead to Dakota Joshua. Dip down to the Penguins' end. Skinner will play it as the Leafs get a change. It's left for Chris Letang. He'll take his time, now send it ahead to Kulak in the neutral zone. He'll take it over the Leafs line. Dewar at the near point. Quick shot on net. Glove saved by Wall. Spits it out to the far side for Ekman Larsson. Philip Myers now ahead to Robertson in the Penguin zone. Thrown off the puck by Kulak. Fight for it below the goal line. And it's spit out over to the far side. But Ekman Larsson waiting for it at the half wall. Quick shot towards the net, trying to connect with Robertson. Kulak knocked it out of the way. Myers a drive, saved by Skinner. Loose puck in front, he'll freeze it. Just over 4 minutes gone in the second period. Penguins still down 2-1.
Well, once again, good back and forth here to start the second period. We saw a lot of that in the first period, where some pretty disciplined, structured play by both teams. And you know, sometimes you get that, Joe. After I mentioned the last time these two teams met in Pittsburgh, it was a 7-2 shellacking, and Toronto was the victor. A lot of times, the next time the two teams play, they don't forget. They remember that game. Got wild and woolly, and they've tightened things up here defensively.
Toronto wins the draw on the Penguins' end. Quick snapshot. That's gloved out of there by Skinner. Keeping it 2-1 Toronto. A little over 4 minutes gone in the second period.
Toronto's lost 3 straight. 5 of their last 6 games. The last 4 losses, all in regulation. 20 goals against in that time frame. And that could also be a part of them playing a little stingier here this afternoon.
2-4-2 in their last 8. The 3-game losing skid was all on the road. They were outscored 14-4 with losses in Washington, Nashville, and Dallas. And again, William Nylander had a 3-game pointless skid that he quickly ended with a goal in this game. He's already got 2 points tonight. Austin Matthews, however, also on a 3-game skid. The Leafs poke the puck out to the neutral zone. Brian Rust gets to it quickly, though. Near side of the neutral zone. Chipped it over the Leafs line, but quickly spit back out by Toronto. All the way down, that'll be icing by the Leafs. 15-17 to go in the second period. Penguins trail 2-1.
You're not going to believe what happened last night.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
No.
We had no winner in Powerball last night, so that means tomorrow night's jackpot. You ready? Drum roll, please, Joe.
I'm ready.
As an estimated annuity of $1.7 billion. Yes, $1.7 billion. Don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly.
Saying you need a last-minute Christmas gift? Just play the Powerball. You make your nearest friend or family $1.7 billion richer as Chris Letang sends a shot pass wide.
I don't need socks. I don't need underwear. Just I need a winning Powerball ticket. Please and thank you.
Cold, hard cash. Works anywhere. Brett Kulak up at the high slot, throws it down to the near corner. Kindle sweeps it to McGroarty below the goal line. Trying to get it to Kindle, missed his stick. To the far wall it goes. Letang boxes out McMahon for the puck, though. Spins it around the boards. Kindle slows it down behind the net, then got wrapped up by Troy Stetcher, who takes the puck away from the near corner to Domi. Flipped it ahead, rink wide, right in front of the Leafs bench. Letang keeps it away from McMahon again, but Morgan Riley quickly spits it down to the Penguins' end. Played off the near corner by Kulak. He coughed it up to Domi in the crease, and a big save by Skinner. Still loose puck, Michelli. Another big save by Skinner with a pad save.
Oh my goodness gracious. The turnover by Kulak. 3 huge saves by Stuart Skinner. And I'm talking point blank. I'm talking mano a mano, head to head. And Stuart Skinner standing tall to keep it 2-1 Leafs.
Leafs back into the Penguin zone. Nylander near circle. Thrown into the boards by Mantha and Kulak, but taken away by Michelli. A curl around the near wall to Tanev. Wrister, glove save, Skinner. 2 incredible saves by the Penguins goaltender after his teammate in Edmonton coughed up the puck, and Kulak giving a big bear hug to Skinner in the crease as we go to a break. 2-1 Toronto with 14 to play in the second period on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's hockey night in Pittsburgh, starring a lineup of Ford MVPs here to take on the ice.
The Bronco family and Explorer putting a twist on the classics. And the Mach-E, can I just say, it's electrifying.
Absolutely, blink and you'll miss the Ford Mustang.
And the Ready for Anything F-Series, best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh.
Wow, I'd hate to go up against this team.
Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
On January 2nd, outdoor hockey is coming to South Florida as the Panthers face off against the Rangers in the Discover NHL Winter Classic. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the fun and ring in the new year with an outdoor NHL game in Miami. It's a showdown in the Sunshine State. Adam Fox and the Rangers, Matthew Tkachuk and the Panthers. The Discover NHL Winter Classic. Get your tickets today.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Arguably the 2 best saves for Stuart Skinner in his Penguins tenure. He's looking for his first win as a Penguin and his 3rd start with his new team. Penguins trail the Maple Leafs 2-1 with 14 to play in the second period. Get a face-off to the left of Skinner. It'll be Kevin Hayes against John Tavares. Tavares scored his 500th career goal earlier this year in October in Columbus. William Nylander, who has a goal and assist already in this game, coughed up the puck and to settle it down in the neutral zone as Toronto re-racks, then coughs up the puck. Dewar will sling it back down into the Maple Leafs end. Wall to play it, flips it to the near corner for Myers. Off the boards for Michelli. Now rink wide Ekman Larsson. Another rink wide pass to Nylander over the Penguins line. Near circle. Drags towards the corner. Takes it in behind Skinner's net. Over to the far corner. Lost it. Michelli keeps it alive at the point. Now it's dragged out by Achari. Will force it into the neutral zone. Toronto takes it back. Leafs springing ahead to Michelli. He's over the Penguins line. Near side. Drop back to Tavares. Wrister wide of the net. Over to the far corner in the wall. It's played by Hayes. Penguins looking to go in transition. Achari over the Leafs line to Connor Dewar, far point. Sweeps it down to the corner. Rolls along the end boards. Tanev kicks it out to McCabe, though. And now Tanev will play it off the near wall, playing in his first game after missing the last 23 with an upper body injury. It's pitched out to the neutral zone by the Pens. Raquel's got it over the Leafs line, down to the near corner. Off the end boards to Carlson, far half wall. Back below the goal line to Raquel. Sweeps up to Carlson at the point. He rips one, doesn't get through. Loose puck in the crease, taken by Raquel. Backhand shot goes wide. Crosby gets to it first, pumps it up to Carlson at the far point. Dashes down the blue line to the near point. Gets stripped of the puck, and it's Steven Lorentz all alone on a breakaway. 18 in blue from left to right. Forehand slow, pad save Skinner, and they force it home. Stuart Skinner had an initial left pad save. That even bought some time for a couple of Penguins to get back the other way, but Lorentz able to stay on top of it, get it over the goal line, and give Toronto a 3-1 lead.
I gotta tell you, Joe, that's absolutely absurd that Erik Karlsson would try to make 15 moves at the blue line around Lorentz. It's not summer men's league. Like, you're in a 2-1 hockey game on the road, and you're just trying to make move after move after move after move, and Lorentz just tracks Erik Karlsson, strips Karlsson of the puck. Karlsson falls down. He's got a 125-foot breakaway. There's nobody even close to Lorentz. So give Stuart Skinner a lot of credit. He makes the first save, the second save on the rebound, and then the third whack by Lorentz goes in the net. 3-1 Leafs.
Fourth goal this season for Lorentz. 12:15 to go in the second period. Penguins pull it out of their zone. It's Letang through the neutral zone over the Leafs line at the point. Sends one towards the net, gets deflected over to the near corner, pawed down by Robertson. Pitched ahead to Nicholas Waugh. He'll chip it down to the Penguins' end near corner. Kulak plays it off the end boards to Chris Letang. Pitched up to Ville Koivunen. Sends it rink wide looking for Kindle, but it missed his stick down into the Leaf zone. It goes onto the stick of Stetcher. Around the far boards, poked back down to the corner. Riley pumps it over to the near side for Stetcher. And we'll flip it back as Riley waits for it as the Penguins get a change. Morgan Riley taking his time in behind Joseph Wall's net. His 13th year in the NHL. Riley scored his first ever goal against the Penguins' Marc-Andre Fleury in 2013. McMahon, a quick shot. Matthews on the doorstep. Luckily, they didn't connect. Now Novak tries to poke it ahead for Brazeau. Get it over the Leafs line, but Max Domi takes it away. Flipped over to Matthews. He'll take it over the Penguins line. Chip back to Domi. Far circle. Saucer pass. Kept out of there by Skinner. Pulled away by Mantha. Played off the far boards, but lost it. As the Leafs send it deep again to the near corner for Matthews. Pumped up to Myers. One-timer. Stick exploded. Novak takes it the other way. Could be a 2-on-2, but Ekman Larsson pokes it out of the way of Tommy Novak. Pens drop it down to the Leafs end, but Toronto regains control with 11 minutes to go in this second period. It's 3-1 Toronto. Matthews playing keep away. Got it to Ekman Larsson. Now a rink-wide pass to Tanev. Ahead to Michelli down into the Penguins end. Played by Skinner. He leaves it for Karlsson. And he coughed it up to Tavares. Now it's poked over to the neutral zone. Ricard Raquel steals the pass. Crosby sweeps it to Rust at the far point. He'll drop it down into the Leafs end. Slowly rolls in behind the net to Joseph Wall. Pumped around the near boards. Witherspoon's got it at the half wall, down to the corner. Snapped up to Karlsson. It got deflected out to the neutral zone. It goes. Raquel will collect. 10:15 to play in the second period. 3-1 Toronto. Ricard Raquel feeds Karlsson into the Leaf zone. Far circle. Wrister got a piece of Joseph Wall and then popped out of play with 10:02 to go in the second period. The Penguins now down by 2 here in Canada. The Penguins continue. We won't go to a break right now, actually. 10:02 to go.
I'll say one last thing about the Erik Karlsson play right there. He does it all the time. And there's certain things in the NHL level that I consider bad habits. That's a bad habit. That it's almost like he's a thrill seeker. And if he's not able to, have a 500-pound weight over his shoulder while he's tiptoeing on a high wire, then he doesn't get enough rise out of just playing safe and playing normal. It's always has to be high risk with Erik Karlsson. And at the NHL level, you do that over and over and over again. You might get away with it 20 times, but the 21st time, that's what happens. It's just not a smart thing to do. And he continues to do it because he's Erik Karlsson.
Penguins with the puck in the Leaf zone. Kulak at the near half wall throws it off the end boards. Nolachari to the far side, flip back to Hayes along the near wall. Not the puck stripped of him. Dakota Joshua flips it down to Morgan Riley below the goal line. Lachari stopped the pass but broke his stick while doing so. He'll grab a new twig as the Leafs work it out towards center ice. Kulak kicks it over to Koivunen. He'll curl around back over the Leafs line on the near side. Drag to Kevin Hayes, far circle, and a one-timer. Didn't get all of it, popped it out of play with 9:10 to go in the second period. 3-1 the Leafs lead the Penguins after an Erik Karlsson turnover turns into a Steven Lorentz breakaway and a 2-goal lead for the Leafs on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The weather outside is frightful, but the soccer is so delightful.
We have the biggest games. Congratulations for subscribing.
So when you've got no place to go, tune in to Sirius XM FC for all the biggest matches.
Put it for Haaland. 5-star showing for Liverpool. Oh my word, Bukayo Saka. Manchester United may just have won it.
Enjoy a feast of English football this holiday season on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay. And it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Get Go Student Rush program today.
(3-1) Toronto with 9:10 to go in the second period. Up here in Canada alongside the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, I'm Joe Brand. Leafs had a 2-1 lead into the second period, and Steven Lorentz grabbing a loose puck after an Erik Karlsson turnover. Grabbed a breakaway. Got one shot on Stuart Skinner, then two, and then the third was able to give the Leafs a 2-goal lead.
Good thing is you have almost half a hockey game left after that turnover by Karlsson. But you have just absolutely fed right into icing here against Toronto. That's exactly what Toronto wants you to do. They want to play that kind of loosey-goosey style. They've been playing pretty buttoned up here so far today. But you just cannot just say, here you go. Hey, you want some offense? You want a breakaway? Here you go, just take it. Yeah. They're just too skilled. And they want it too bad. They want to play, especially here. They want to put on a show here. And they want to fill the net. And to see a turnover like that feed into the offense of the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's going to take a lot for the Penguins to bounce back.
Tic-tac-toe action. Robertson denied by Skinner with an outstretched glove. Toronto still with the puck in the Penguin zone in the near corner. Waugh coughs it up to Ryan Shea. Rucker McGroarty kicks it out to the neutral zone. Ville Koivunen takes the loose puck, tries to send it deep. Now McGroarty keeps it alive, far point at the circle. Drags through Robertson, drags through again, but Riley sprawled out on the ice, poked the puck away. Now Kindle at the near corner, taken down to the ice. Koivunen sweeps at it along the boards. McGroarty collects at the far corner, flips it up to Ryan Shea, walks the blue line. Wrister saved by Wall. Loose puck bar circle. McGroarty scores! A loose puck for Rucker McGroarty at the top of the circle, and he wrists one past Joseph Wall. The Penguins are back within one. It's 3-2 Toronto with 8:17 to play in the second.
That is exactly what the Penguins needed. Not only a goal, Joe, but how they scored and who scored it. As Ben Kindle got absolutely hammered in front of the net by Troy Stetcher, that's what happens. You go to the front of the net and you stay in front of the net, you might have to pay a physical toll. And Ben Kindle did that. And the recipient of that hard work on that shift was Rutger McGroarty, who let the wrister fly. Wall went down early, and the wrister of McGroarty went up high underneath the crossbar. It's now 3-2 Leafs.
Sidney Crosby races after the loose puck in the Leafs end near side. Trying to get it down to the corner. Tanev interrupted, got it up to Wotherspoon. Now Carlson, far circle, wrister, off the near post.
That hit something on the way in. As Carlson took a knuckle puck and wristed it towards the cage. Almost got a lucky bounce.
Domi into the Penguin zone, drops it down to the near corner, but Wotherspoon wheels it out to Carlson, far side. He'll take it up the ice to the neutral zone for Brian Russ. Puck stolen away by Austin Matthews. Flipped over to the near side of the Penguin zone. Domi gets in front of Wotherspoon, snaps it over to Matthews. Backhanded centering pass, couldn't connect with McMahon. He got taken out from underneath by Rickard Rakell. The Leafs still with it in the Penguin zone. Ekman Larsson, a shot and a save by Skinner. 7:23 to go in the second period. Penguins get back within one on Rutger McGroarty's goal, but Toronto then brings the pressure the other way.
The pressure on Erik Karlsson. He felt the pressure, turned the puck over again in the neutral zone, and the Toronto Maple Leafs ram it right down the throat of the Pittsburgh Penguins. What an incredible back check there by Rickard Rakell, number one. And then when you needed a big save and a rebound control and a face-off, you got it from Stuart Skinner. Ay, ay, ay. The Penguins, man, they are their worst enemy here this afternoon in Toronto.
Well, 2 out of the 3 goals have resulted after turnovers, turned into breakaways.
And then the third one was off the stick of an own goal.
Friendly fire, yeah.
Accidental, but still off the stick of Parker Wotherspoon.
Toronto wins the draw in the Penguins zone. Near point, it's Myers. Around the boards, over to the far wall for Ekman Larsson. He'll send it deep again to Nylander. Corner of the trapezoid. Flip back up. The bottom of the near circle. Still Nylander with it. He's got a goal and an assist tonight. Curls around the circle at the point. Rink wide pass to Ekman Larsson. Down to Myers at the high slot. Takes it to the near wall. Down to the corner. Working around Dewar. Goes for a centering pass. Sticked out of there by Skinner. Dragged out by Nola Chari, and he gets taken out of the ice, being hit from behind from Myers. It's flipped out into the Toronto zone. Hayes waited for it along the corner, then lost it. Tavares to Myers as Toronto works it out of their zone. Chipped off the near glass into the Penguin zone. Chris Letang sweeps it away, plays it along the near wall for Mantha. With some speed, he's in the Leaf zone. Near circle, wrister in and out of the glove of Wall. He tried to stick it to himself, but couldn't get a hold of it. The Penguins take it. Hayes around the boards to the far corner. Michelli waiting for it. Take it below the goal line. Got wrapped up by Jack St. Ivany, but still able to escape it to Stetcher. He'll flip it out. Knocked out of midair by Brazeau. To the far point for Jack St. Ivany. Whiffed on a wrister. Tried to play it off the far boards, but got pinned into the wall. Now kicked out to the neutral zone. Mantha paws it down, gets it to Ryan Shea. He'll take it over the Leafs line, near side, down to the corner at the goal line. Stops on a dime around Lorentz, rather Stetcher. A point for Novak, off the end boards. Mantha, centering pass, can't connect with Brazeau. Mantha tried to pitch it back to Brazeau, but Tavares was there. Now a hard throw into the boards by Brazeau on Tavares. As Stetcher wheels it out on the far side, kicks it out into the Penguin zone. Ryan Shea races it down, keeps it away from Dakota Joshua. It's shoveled over to Jack St. Ivany with 5:40 to go in the second period. Penguins down 3-2. Koivunen rims it around the boards. McGroarty waiting at the far half wall, takes it down to the goal line, rips a tough angle shot, side save by Wall. Still live in the Leafs zone. And they turn it over. Penguins with it again. Novak bottom in the far circle. Centering pass didn't connect. Lorentz takes it the other way for Toronto. Rink wide pass Joshua trying to play it off the boards. It's tapped back by Wotherspoon. Now McGroarty in the Leafs zone. Near corner. Wrister. And a save by Wall. Rutger McGroarty hunting for his second goal of the night. He gets the Penguins within one, but it's still 3-2 Toronto. 5:13 to go in the second period on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
At UPMC Hillman Cancer Center, we believe cancer care shouldn't just be good enough. It should be life-changing. As the region's only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, we provide groundbreaking treatments and innovative clinical trials with renowned cancer specialists and a compassionate support system for patients and their families. Discover more at upmchillman.com/lifechanging.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
Penguins are back within one thanks to Rucker McGroarty. A 3-2 lead for the Leafs with 5:13 to go in the second period, but all in all, Borky, I think you really got to be pleased with what you've seen from the kid line today.
Yeah, I like it a lot. They're getting kind of getting to that next level, right? Because there's a lot that passed the eye test. There was a lot that we liked, but a lot was on the perimeter, and it wasn't generating offense to the point where on the score sheet. There's one thing to generate chances, another thing to put the biscuit in the basket, and that's what they needed. They needed that next level of McGroarty going top cheese over the left shoulder of Joseph Woll after a really physical, hard-working shift.
Face-off back in the Leafs zone. Matthews wins it against Crosby. Raquel gets it over to Brian Rust in the near corner. Below the goal line, it's Raquel. He'll sweep it up to Letang. Back over to Crosby, far circle. Curls around to Kulak, near point. He'll send it deep, off the near corner to Raquel below the goal line. Pitch back for a centering pass to Brian Rust. Went off his skate. Keeps it alive in the near corner. Down below the goal line again. Swept over to Crosby, far circle. Centering pass. Pad saved by Wall to keep it out of there.
Not sure if that was a shot by Sid or a shot past Rister looking for the stick of Raquel backdoor.
Leafs now in the Penguin zone. Matthews spins it around the boards to Domi in behind Skinner's net. His centering pass kicked wide by Crosby, but McMahon swoops in, loses the puck to Chris Letang. Up to Ricard Raquel. He'll drop it back to Rust in the neutral zone. Now working around Domi. Rust takes it over the Leafs line. Far side. Pass goes off the upper body of one of the Leafs. Tavares will take it the other way for Toronto. It's McMahon over the Penguins line. He's got Myers. Stretch pass. It jumped off his stick near corner. Flipped up ahead to Raquel. From the neutral zone, he'll sweep it over to Letang. Had some trouble with it. Now he'll curl around back in the Penguin zone and reset. Out comes the kid line again. Koivunen, McGroarty, and Ben Kindle. Kindle collects far corner in the Leafs end. Downstairs to Koivunen below the goal line. He takes it up to the half wall, now to the point. Turnaround shot towards the crease. Pinballed out of there by Troy Stetcher. He'll hustle it through the far side of the neutral zone. Now over the Penguins line, drops it down to the near corner. Played off the end boards by Stuart Skinner with 3:45 to go in this second period. It's 3-2 Toronto. Carlson ahead to Kindle. Tried to flip it around. Wah, couldn't, but now Carlson will take the loose puck into the Leafs end. A Kindle near circle. Bottom of it. Went for a centering pass. Couldn't connect. Carlson falls down to the ice in the near half wall. Michelli takes it away for the Leafs. Rink wide pass to Riley. Now over to Wah, who taps it down into the Penguins' end. Played off the end wall by Skinner. Wotherspoon flips it to Carlson. He stretches it up to McGroarty. Over the neutral zone. In between the penalty boxes, he'll flip it deep. Wall plays it off the boards. Below the goal line, he feeds McCabe. As the fourth line comes out for the Penguins, Kevin Hayes up on Robertson, but he comes away with it, getting it to Wah. He's over the Penguins line. Near half wall, centering pass went through the wickets of Nyes. Robertson plays it off the far corner. Defended by Achari, but hangs onto the puck, far half wall. Drops it down to the corner. Ryan Shea tries to out-hustle Matthew Nyes for the puck, and Jack St. Ivany with a big hit on Wall to take the puck away. Now it's Dewar dumping it down to the Leafs end near corner. 2:40 to go in this second period. Penguins down by 1. Along the near boards for Robertson. He'll outlet it to Matthew Nyes over the Leafs logo. Now over the far side of the Penguins blue line. Drops it down to the corner. Matthews swoops in for it. Got taken down by Achari. Nyes with it at the far half wall. Sweeps it down to the corner, but Achari just got up. He'll flip the puck ahead to Connor Dewar. Former Leaf will accelerate into the Toronto zone. Far half wall. Drop it down to the far corner. Kevin Hayes to it. Takes it along that far wall. Looks to play it up to the point. It goes on the other side of the blue line, though, as Letang has to kick it out to Kulak. Penguins resetting in their own zone. 2-minute warning of the second period. Penguins trailing the Maple Leafs 3-2. Rink wide pass Tommy Novak in the Leafs zone near circle. Mantha trying to get a one-timer off. Never got a clean handle of the puck. And the Leafs take it the other way in transition. It's Matthews to McMahon. Down to the far corner. Tough angle shot kept out of the side by Stuart Skinner. Now Justin Brazeau tries to bring it through. Here come the Penguins. Could be a 3-on-2. Brazeau to Novak. Far circle. Drags. Pitches it back. Letang one-timer. And it didn't get through traffic.
It hit Brazeau and hurt him. Man, the Penguins defensemen shooting and hurting their own guys. It seems like game in and game out. And Brazeau just smashed the stick over the boards. Disgusted that he got hit in the midsection by his own teammate.
Leafs back in the Penguin zone with 1:20 to go in the second period. It's 3-2 Toronto. Tumbling puck to the far corner. Brian Rust thrown into the boards by Dakota Joshua. Poked along the blue line. McCabe keeps it alive. He tees one up. Sticked wide by Skinner. Rebound to the far corner as Lorentz tries to keep it away from Rust. Lorentz along the far wall. He gets it to Lawton. Lost the puck for a moment. Takes it back along the far boards. Under a minute to go in the second period. As Kulak tries to kick the puck away. Can't. Pokes it away from Dakota Joshua. Now Chris Letang will pump it out towards center ice. It goes on edge into the Toronto zone, but far enough for icing with 46.8 seconds left in this second period. 3-2 Toronto.
Gonna squeeze in some birthdays?
Let's do it.
Here we go. TJ Oshie, 39. Zdenek Michalek, former Penguin, 43. Johan Franzen, 46. Scott Gomez, 46. Aleš Kodelik, 47. Mikhail Samuelson, 49. And we lost this guy back on May the 5th, 2023 at the age of 58. Stanley Cup champion with the Edmonton Oilers in 1990. Former Penguin, Peter Klima. Peter was still with us. He'd be celebrating his 61st birthday. Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday, boys. The Leafs win the draw in the Penguin zone. It's Riley up top to Nylander. Up the near circle, Ekman Larson a wrister, and it just got deflected wide of traffic over to the near corner. Nylander keeps it alive at the near half wall, then coughs it up to Letang down in the circle. He'll pitch it up ahead, down into the Leafs end. It goes right on net to Joseph Woll. 25 seconds to go as Woll spits it in behind to Riley. Played over to the near corner for Ekman Larson. Snapped up ahead to Michelli. He angles it into the Penguin zone. Played off the end boards by Carlson with 15 seconds to go in the period. Around the boards to Raquel in the neutral zone. Rink wide pass to Wotherspoon. He's over the Leafs line. Near side down to the corner. Centering pass. It pops up and bounced off the top of the cage.
Ricard Raquel, what an effort to reach out, poke that puck, try to chip it in. It climbs up over the mask of Joseph Woll, kisses the top of the crossbar, and pops into the netting above the goal.
If we were playing basketball, it'd be 2 points. Well, the Penguins are down by 1 through 2 periods here in Toronto. As the Leafs grab a 2-goal lead from Steven Lorentz, but then an answer by Rutger McGroarty to bring the Penguins back within 1.
For the most part, that was a really good period of hockey. The Penguins did a lot of things right in that period. Good to see the kid line not only get on the board, but they've got some traction here. I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Muse uses them a little bit more. But I will say one thing. Stop turning the puck over. And stop inflicting pain on yourself by turning the puck over and feeding the offense of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Too many times. Not only in this hockey game, but specifically in that second period.
2 goals after turnovers by the Penguins allowed in this game. 10 giveaways on the game so far. It's 3-2 Toronto through 2 periods. Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the second intermission report for us, along with the chat with the old 2-Niner. It's all here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Grab the gift that works for anyone on your list. Holiday Flex plans are available now. Choose your games, pricing, and seats that work best for you. Plans start as low as 3 games.
Falcon high slot, shot on net, kicked off Novak over to the far corner. Novak's got it back. He scores! Tommy Novak ends a 7-game goal drought with a power.
Don't miss out on the action this holiday season. Get more information and choose your Flex plan today at PittsburghPenguins.com/flex. Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
Hey, hockey fans, the ice is heating up and the savings are too at Spitzer Auto World. Shop thousands of new vehicles at the Panda price. And here's the hat trick. Get a lifetime warranty at no charge. Wag more, spend less at Spitzer Auto World.
Our world revolves around you.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Leafs 3-2 after 2 periods of play at Scotiabank Arena. Brian Metzer back here with you. And as you heard Phil Bourque talking about, the Penguins doing a lot of good things in that period. However, puck management has been an issue. Maybe taking too many chances, a little misplays with pucks have resulted in situations that went the other way against them. And their goaltender is trying his best to bail them out. The good news is, even though one of those turnovers turned into a goal against, they did get one back off of a puck that went right to Rucker McGroarty to pull them within one in this hockey game. But the first goal of the period did go to Steven Lorenz, his 4th of the season, as he picked the pocket of Erik Karlsson at the blue line, went all the way the other direction on a breakaway, and scored on like his 3rd shot on Stuart Skinner after he tried admirably to keep that puck out of the goal. It happened at 7:38. Rucker McGroarty's goal that I mentioned a moment ago came at 11:43, and it was him in the high slot. Puck comes to him. He just lets it rip immediately and gets the Penguins to a 3-2 deficit here, as I mentioned a moment ago. When you look at the shots on goal in the period, it's 12-9 in favor of the Penguins, and they are trailing the Maple Leafs in terms of, or they're actually, I got that the other way around. It's 12-9 in favor of the Leafs, and they are outshooting the Leaf for the game 21-19. So they've done some good things. They're down 1 going to the 3rd. They've been in worse predicaments, and we'll see if they can't get themselves an equalizer and maybe even pull ahead. When I come back, it is time for Hockey Talk with the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. We'll do that next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
On January 2nd, outdoor hockey is coming to South Florida as the Panthers face off against the Rangers in the Discover NHL Winter Classic. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the fun and ring in the new year with an outdoor NHL game in Miami. It's a showdown in the Sunshine State. Adam Fox and the Rangers, Matthew Tkachuk and the Panthers. The Discover NHL Winter Classic. Get your tickets today.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Leafs by 1 after 2 periods of play in Toronto. Brian Metzer back here with you, and now it's time to catch up with the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. Borky, you were complimenting them right there at the end of the period. What are you seeing from that kid line tonight? I know Rucker McGroarty gets his second of the season, and they don't have a ton of shots as a unit in the game, but it sounds like they're doing a lot of good things by your account.
No, they're really working hard, but that's should be the bare minimum when you're that, like, I'm complimenting working hard.
Yep.
But what I'm trying to get to is, okay, that's your foundation, is really work hard to try to outwork the other line that you're on the ice, or the other D pair you're on the ice against. But here's where I'm noticing tonight, Mets, is they're getting into those harder areas. They're getting chances from inside the slot. That was a high slot shot from McGroarty with Ben Kindle paying the price against Troy Stetcher in front of the net. So that's the next level stuff. I think there's even a lot more for them. They just need to get some confidence and some traction, and the best way they're going to do that, listen, it's probably not going to be pretty most of the time because they're just a bunch of grunty type of guys, where like they just got to really work hard and get some greasy goals. The pretty goals might happen for them because they do have a good skill set, but for the most part, to get to that point, you need to start to get those greasy goals like the McGroarty goal.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. And when you talk about hard work with some of these young players, you go back a handful of games, and I think it was even before he was scratched for a game, but I thought that Ville Koivunen, I know that he was struggling to score goals this season and do some things like that, but he was throwing himself around and getting after loose pucks, and it seemed like he maybe ticked his game up a notch in that moment to kind of try and prove himself to this coaching staff and say, hey, look, I understand that I'm a skill guy, but I've got to play a little bit more of a blue-collar game at times too.
Amen. And I know being a healthy scratch in the Montreal game with his dad on the dad strip was... I think it hurt. I think it hurt him a little bit, and that's why we're seeing a little bit of a different Ville Koivunen. It's a shame you have to do that to motivate him to get to that level, but whatever it takes, right? And you're right, for Koivunen, he doesn't do a lot of other things to help you win, so it better be on the offensive side. And if you have the puck on your stick, stop dusting it off. You don't have that much time at the NHL. Just let it fly. And a lot of times, the element of surprise and off the stick quick is going to get you goals in the National Hockey League. It's not how hard, it's how quick and how accurate the shot is. And for Ville Koivunen, he's kind of learning it in a slow, kind of harder way than most players. And he needs to start rewarding his coach by putting him in the lineup as much as he has and keeping him here in Pittsburgh, because they see something in him, Mets. But you know as well as I do, there's probably three players in the American Hockey League in Wilkes-Barre that are better than Koivunen, that can probably do more than Koivunen's done by his time here. But they're going to have to wait their time, because right now, Ville Koivunen's getting an unbelievable audition, and he needs to make more of it. Tonight has been a nice kind of an eye-opener, but there's got to be a lot more.
Yeah, I agree with you there as well. We have about 30 seconds, Borky, but Erik Karlsson turnover goes the other way with the Lorenz breakaway. How do you get a guy to stop doing that kind of play at the blue line? Is it a matter of maybe Sid or somebody saying, hey, you're costing us here, buddy? Because it's kind of who he is at this point of his career.
You're only giving me 30 seconds with this?
I know. I keep doing that to you.
I tell you, if I was like a Nola Chari that was working my tail off here tonight, really playing a physical style, I go in that locker room, I go, hey, Carl, get your head out of your you-know-what. I would say that. Because I want to win tonight.
Yep.
And that's unacceptable. It's selfish what he did. It's completely unacceptable to try to do that as the last man back. He does it all the time. Like, enough is enough. Either if a coach won't say something to him, then another player has to say something to him, because there's no place on the Pittsburgh Penguins to make plays like that when you are the last man back. Completely unacceptable.
Yeah, and you couldn't have said it any better right there, my friend. Thank you for this, Borky. Have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday, and be safe coming home back to Pittsburgh.
Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
All right, that is the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. Great stuff from him, and I knew he'd have some strong words for EK65. When I come back, news from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks in Pittsburgh for 11 years running. So it's no wonder that Pittsburgh's favorite hockey team choose Ford as their go-to vehicles. Yep, that's right. Your favorite team meets our favorite team. That's a stacked roster if you ask us. Ford, the official car, truck, and SUV of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Only from your neighborhood Ford store.
My dog Montague has always looked out for other people. So when he saw that our neighbor was hungry, we both jumped into action. We grabbed cans, friends, and a sled to get everyone the food they need. Eventually, the whole neighborhood joined in, donating food and money to help. Because it takes a neighborhood to feed a neighborhood. Visit unhungry.org to help feed yours. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
On the ice, playing smart can sound like this. And in the grocery store, shopping smart will sound like this. At Shop and Save, you can have a game-winning meal plan with essential everyday Culinary Circle and Stone Ridge Creamery products. Stock up on our store brands and rack up your pump perks to redeem at 140 participating Sunoco locations. Shop, save, enjoy life.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins, and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins trail the Leafs 3-2 after 2. Brian Metzer here with you, and we've been seeing some clips of it during our broadcast on TNT today. The Winter Classic rink build is underway in Miami, which is just kind of an interesting thing to see happening. Some winter classic hockey going to take place in a Sunbelt city. And as they say in the headline on NHL.com, it's beginning to look a lot like hockey at Lone Depot Park, and it is really coming along. It seems as if it's not going to be too long before we see them testing out the ice and getting it ready for that big matchup between the Rangers and the Panthers down there. And it doesn't happen until January 2nd, usually traditionally played on January 1st. The Penguins will actually play a game on that night on New Year's Day. That game will take place at 8 p.m. In Florida, and we'll all have an eye on it to see how the league does with one of their first, or not, they don't have many of these warm weather outdoor games, but it's not quite truly outdoor there, but we'll see how it goes. When we come back, third period action from Toronto. Joe Brand and Phil Bourque have it for you on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
'Tis the season to be jamming. Unwrap a channel filled with holiday hip-hop and R&B from the 90s to now. Santa sleighs on Jingle Jams. It's Christmas. Now through Christmas, only on the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate
with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick.
Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern
on NHL Network Radio,
SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it!
Under Review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The NHL is on Sirius XM.
3-on-1. Connor McDavid, right circle, dishes, gets it back and scores.
With your favorite team's calls all season long.
It's a power play goal for Matthew Tkachuk.
The rivalries, the big goals, the moments you wait for. Plus, insiders to bring you closer to the decisions that shape the league.
Commissioner of the NHL, Mr. Gary Bettman.
NHL Network Radio, where the hockey talk never stops. On Sirius XM 91 in the car and the Sirius XM app.
At PittsburghPenguins.com/flex.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Seguin lost it to Scheifele. Scheifele with 2-on-1. Scheifele scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Final 20 minutes before the Christmas break, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are trying to come back in this one against the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's 3-2 Toronto through 40 minutes. Penguins have never had a lead in this game. They're able to tie things up and most recently get within one. Rutger McGroarty, the most recent goal, his second of the year. The Penguins out shooting Toronto 21-19. You've got to be thrilled with their efforts, except for some very, very costly mistakes that have resulted in pretty much all of Toronto's 3 goals, Borky.
Yeah, if you look at the complete body of work in the first 40 minutes, a lot of good. A lot of good. The Penguins have come to play. I think Stuart Skinner has looked really good, solid in goal. But you're right. You look at the mistakes, and you almost feel like at times it's one step forward, 2 or 3 steps back, because the mistakes that they've made. Now, the puck coming off the heel of Parker Wotherspoon's stick, that's a bad bounce. That's not a mistake, but it is an own goal. But the other 2 mistakes by veteran players, it's got to come out. It's got to come out of their game here in the third period, because I feel like as good as Toronto has played, I still feel like they're ripe for the pickings.
Drop of the puck, third period is underway. The opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane Club 1 Rewards. Toronto dumps it down into the Penguins' end. Stuart Skinner playing it. He's looking for his first win in a Pittsburgh Penguins uniform. This is his 3rd start. He's been seen traded from Edmonton. Penguins get it into the Maple Leaf zone, down to the near corner. It's poked away by Jake McCabe. Chris Tanev will spin it around the boards. Wotherspoon stops it at the far point. Chips it down towards the crease. Knocked out of midair by McCabe, though. Cleared it up, not out. Carlson's got it. Plays it to the high slot. Wrister, shoulder save, loose puck. Raquel swats at it. Wall stops it. The Penguins right out of the gate put more pressure on Joseph Wall, but still 3-2 lead for Toronto.
And that's what you want to see from Erik Karlsson. That's what Erik Karlsson can give you when he keeps it simple. It was a nothing play that, because of Erik Karlsson's explosion and his skating style, he comes off the wall just inside the blue line in the Toronto zone, gets probably 10 or 12 feet where he can let the puck go, and it's just a little snap of the wrist, a little snapshot with Brian Rust in front. Rebound comes off the left shoulder of Joseph Wall, right onto the stick of Rickard Rakell. Unfortunately, Rakell, his rebound shot goes right into the belly pad of Joseph Wall.
Toronto trying to work the puck out of their zone again. Wotherspoon keeps it alive. Brazeau with the far corner is able to avoid a big hit from Philip Myers with his big body, then knocks the puck down. He's got it. Wrister got deflected wide.
Feel like Brazeau is close. He's had a lot of chances. He's been sniffing.
Would have had the first goal if it not overturned, but Anthony Mantha lets one fly. A blast from Mantha in the high slot, and the Penguins tie things up 1 minute into the third period. It's a 3-3 game here in Canada.
Well, well, well. How about that? That's another hard-working shift, not by the kid line, but the Anthony Mantha, Justin Brazeau, Tommy Novak line. And I love this little play here with Brazeau in front. Wotherspoon hesitated for a second. He thought of shooting it, but then he saw F3, Anthony Mantha, way out the center point. He gives him a perfect one-timer pass. So it's slow enough where Mantha can walk into it. The key here, Brazeau in front. That is the game changer right there. That's why this puck goes in. Mantha just throws it in front, hoping that he gives Brazeau a chance, but because of the traffic by Brazeau, it finds a hole, and we're tied at 3.
All 6'6", 227 pounds of him. Parked in front of Joseph Wall. We're starting over. Early in this third period, Toronto spins it down into the Penguins' end. Skinner played it. Coughed it up to the far corner. Lorentz with it. Along the far wall, defended by Kulak. Lorentz outlets it up top, but Morgan Riley couldn't handle the pass. He'll have to collect it in the neutral zone. Penguins wearing their alternate gold sweaters. First time they've done this on the road. They're attacking from left to right as Stuart Skinner gloves a tumbling puck to his left. Toronto Maple Leafs in their home blue sweaters attacking from right to left.
Okay, last time we're going to remind you about this, and then we're going to get back to some hockey. Nobody won the Powerball last night, so that means the estimated annuity of tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is $1.7 billion. $1.7 billion. Don't forget to play. You can play at your local retailer or just sit on the couch and play online because the proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older, and please, when you're trying to win $1.7 billion, make sure you play responsibly.
Don't apologize for bringing that up. You could have just changed someone's life. So when you do win that 1.7 bill, just think about us.
Yep. Save us a
radio
seat.
Guys.
Yeah, save us a seat on the jet to Maui.
We're great company. I mean, you got us tuned in right now, don't you? As Toronto drops it down to the near corner of the Penguins, and it's wheeled out to Kevin Hayes. Up ahead to Jack St. Ivany through the neutral zone of the Leafs line. Far side drag, spinorama, backhand shot got blocked. Jack St. Ivany still looking for his first NHL goal as Achari throws Nicholas Waugh into the boards. The Leafs work it out. Jason Robertson dropped back to Philip Myers. Leafs get change as the Matthews line checks out. Oliver Ekman-Larsson across ice pass to Bobby McMahon. He's over to the Penguins line. Drops it down to the near corner. Wotherspoon plays it off the boards, chips it ahead to Carlson. We're tied at 3 early in this third period. Carlson gets taken down to the ice. McMahon's got the puck to Domi, far circle. He jabs with it. He's got it in the crease, rips a shot. It's blocked. Out to the high slot, McCabe with it. Keeps it alive for the Leafs. Arister saved by Skinner, and he collects the rebound. 3 minutes gone in the third period. We're tied at 3. And Stuart Skinner with a couple of big stops, first on Max Domi, then on Jake McCabe.
Once again, what an adventure this is for Erik Karlsson. He's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. Oh my goodness gracious. It's hard to play the game that way. It's got to be maddening to play the game that way. And for Dan Muse and Mike Stuthers in behind the bench, again, turnover by Karlsson. He's down and out in the neutral zone. And once again, Stuart Skinner, he gets out. He looks big. And Max Domi, it seemed like he had 15 different options.
Yep.
And his last option was shoot it and went right into the belly pad, like that one right there off the faceoff to Stuart Skinner.
Max Domi hasn't scored in his last 23 games. October 28th against the Calgary Flames is Domi's last goal. He was a healthy scratch on Sunday in Nashville, and that's the second time only that Max Domi has been a healthy scratch as a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Yeah, both coming this season. It's unbelievable. He goes from healthy scratch right up to the top line playing with Austin Matthews. But Austin Matthews has been very vocal that he likes playing with Max Domi. This Max is having a tough time staying in the lineup right now.
That line sweeps the puck out to the neutral zone, but Karlsson fires it over to the far side. Wotherspoon chops at it. Now Koivunen with the puck over the Leafs line. Centering pass looking ahead to Kindle, but couldn't connect as he was crashing towards the net. Domi comes away with the puck. He's playing in his 188th career game with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just a little under 600 shy of matching his dad, Ty. Both teams get a change as Karlsson waits with the puck in the Penguin zone. Skates it up along the near side of the neutral zone. Chips it down to the near corner in the Leafs end. Tanev pulls it up. Over to the far side, then coughed it up. Mantha chips it along the wall. William Nylander pokes it out to Tavares. He coughs the puck up to Kulak. Chris Letang will swing it down into the Leafs end. In behind Wall's net, tumbles over to the far side. Outlet pass all the way to the far point. Missed everyone. Goes all the way down to the Penguins end for icing. Just under 16 minutes to go in regulation. We're tied at 3 here in Toronto.
Well, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers. Fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. LNG, liquid natural gas from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
He's the old 2-9er, Phil Bork. I'm Joe Brand. We'd like to wish you a happy holiday and Christmas season. Final game before the Christmas holiday. Penguins will be back in action in Chicago on the 28th. Anthony Mantha, the high slot, rips a wrister just wide. Brazeau tries to bat in the rebound, but it's saved by Wall to keep it tied at 3. 15:45 to go in regulation.
Justin Brazeau, who coming out of the junior was Toronto Maple Leaf property for a little bit. Obviously played a completely different game and role while a member of the Maple Leafs organization, the Bruins organization, the Wild organization. And boys, he looked good playing for the black and gold.
Right out of the gate, too. And the first goal on the season for the Penguins. 2 goals on opening night in Madison Square Garden. There's a stretch pass ahead, looking for Robertson off the far wall, rather Nylander, but just out of his reach. Toronto with it in the Penguin zone, but Tanev will retreat to the neutral zone. McCabe sends it ahead to Michelli. He curls around the Leafs logo, chips it forward to Tavares, accelerates down to the far corner. Centering pass got kicked wide, played over to the wall by McCabe. He'll send it deep to Tavares. Boxes Letang out at the near corner of the trapezoid, takes it up the near wall. Got stripped of the puck, lost it to Nylander. Bottom of the near circle, rips a wrister, and it went wide. Bounced off the shelf on the far wall. McCabe takes it back for Toronto. Penguins get a change with 15 minutes to play here in Canada. We're tied at 3. Toronto on a 3-game skid, going winless in their most recent road trip. They are 10-5-5 here at home. As Riley accelerates over the Penguins line, near side, brings it down to the corner. Swerves in behind Skinner's net. Stops on a dime, far corner, centering pass, looking for Lorenz, and it's knocked out by Ryan Shea. Kevin Hayes will take it the other way for the Pens. Sling it down to the Leafs end, far corner. Long rebound, but Stetcher plays it, kicks it out on the far side, and this one goes out of play into the Leafs bench. 14.5 to play from Toronto. We're tied at 3.
So that would make it, by your numbers, Joe, their 21st home game?
Yes.
Yeah, and this is game number 36 for the Leafs overall. Do you know this is just the 7th time the Leafs have had a lead on home ice after 40 minutes of play?
Wow.
Hard to believe. And now the Penguins, exactly 1 minute into the third period, have taken that lead and made it a tie game, 3-3.
Leafs record when scoring first, 7-6-2. Carlson drags, wrists one wide of the net. Rebound rolls all the way around the boards and down into the Penguins' end. Parker Wotherspoon hustles it down. Last time the Penguins were here in Toronto, they had a 3-goal lead heading into the third period. They coughed up 4. They're looking for their first win against the Maple Leafs this year as Carlson's over the Leafs line on a long pass from Sid. Down to the far corner. Sid got sandwiched by a couple of blue sweaters as McMahon now plays it on the near side of his own zone. Brings it up over the Penguins line to the near side. Stops at the half wall. Gets defended, drops it down to the corner. Matthews tied up with Rust. Rust can't hang on to the puck as Domi feeds it up to the far point. Rink wide pass to Ekman Larson. Back over to the far point. Myers tees one up, in and out of the glove of Skinner, out of his net, and he finally will be able to control the puck and freeze it with 13.5 to play from Toronto. It's a 3-3 tie between the Pens and the Leafs on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hi, it's me, Katie Nolan, host of Casuals with Katie Nolan. It's holiday season, which means it's the perfect time to curl up on the couch with a nice mug of hot chocolate and watch a bunch of elite athletes stir up juicy in-game drama for your viewing pleasure. Sports are the ultimate comfort watch to get you through the cold months. So whether you're a diehard sports fan or just an intrigued channel flipper, listen to Casuals to keep up to date with all the latest in-game and online drama. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Love you, mean it.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
The best player analysts and insider insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay, and it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating, no one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Now at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Anthony Mantha's 11th goal on the season has us tied up at 3. 13:39 to go in regulation here from Toronto. Final game of the season series between the Pens and the Leafs. The Penguins are still looking for that first win against Toronto this year. Trying to pick up a little 2-game win streak before the Christmas holiday. Look at a face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner, who's made 20 saves tonight and a couple of dandies. 22 saves over on the other end for Joseph Woll, who's playing in his 4th career game against the Penguins. Drop of the puck, Novak wins it in Toronto's zone. Parker Wotherspoon will fling it down into the Leafs, and Morgan Riley first to it. Couldn't pitch it out, only got it to Novak, but he coughs the puck up. Oliver Ekman-Larsson leaps over the Penguins line. Now they cough up the puck, but take it right back as Michelli will flip it down along the near side. Mantha plays it off the boards. Swings it to Carlson, near side, skates it up to the neutral zone, got it to Novak, over the Leafs line. Brazeau above the circle, trying to get a touch pass off, couldn't, loose puck in the crease. Michelli will shovel it ahead, on edge, and kicked out away by Parker Wotherspoon.
Yeah, Carlson has to be careful there when he's out there against William Nylander. Nylander's trying to expose Carlson's aggression and get in behind him.
Pens back in the Leafs zone. It's Shea, far point, rink wide to Carlson. Wrister deflected, mask save by Joseph Woll. Rebound over to the far half boards. Robertson plays it, defended by Brazeau. They couldn't clear it out. McGroarty keeps it alive, far half wall, got it to Novak. Wrister down low, St. Ivany a wrister, and a slight save by Joseph Woll on the shoulder to deny the Penguins defenseman of his first NHL goal.
Oh, that's an exceptional shift by the Penguins. They are really engaged here emotionally and, more importantly, physically, and it's paying dividends. They're winning puck battles, and especially in the offensive zone. Once they win that puck battle, it's usually one pass and a shot with traffic in front. A lot of good things by the Penguins here. They just need to get that next goal because they are really pressing on Joseph Woll. And that was a great chance for Jack St. Ivany to try to go short side Shelfie, and just might have caught the very top of the shoulder of Joseph Woll.
He gets it after the draw and pumps one that got deflected wide of the net. Koivunen sweeps it down to keep it alive for the Pens. Kindle couldn't keep it, though, in behind the net, but puts a hard shoulder into Oliver Ekman-Larsson, fighting for the puck in the near corner. McGroarty now digging after it. It squeaks out, but the Penguins bat it deep down to the corner again. Ekman-Larsson up top to Lawton. Now away to Lorenz, who will skate it up to the neutral zone for the Leafs, ahead down into the Penguins' end. Races on in the far corner. St. Ivany tied up with Joshua. St. Ivany down on the ice now. As the Leafs pull the puck out, it's Lawton behind Skinner's net, brings it up the near side, turnaround shot, pad save by Skinner, and then pounces out for the rebound to freeze it with 12 minutes to go in regulation. It's tied at 3, the Pens and the Leafs.
An awkward moment in the corner there as Jack St. Ivany and Dakota Joshua went for a loose puck in the corner, and Joshua kind of dropped the shoulder down into St. Ivany, knocking him down. Then the puck laid kind of right between the two of them. So what does Joshua do? He steps right over between the legs of Jack St. Ivany. So he's straddling St. Ivany. It's his way of pinning Ivany onto the ice. Ivany's trying to push away and get away from Joshua, but he can't because Joshua has stepped basically right on top of him and won't let him get up.
St. Ivany missed the beginning of the season with a lower body injury that he suffered during the preseason. Now playing in his 36th NHL game tonight. Penguins dump it into the Leafs zone. Toronto trying to wheel it out. Tanev thrown into the boards by Crosby. He's got it below the goal line. Snaps it up to Letang. He plays it off the near boards. From the point, downstairs looking for Russ. Couldn't connect. The Leafs take it away in the slot. They skated up the other way. Matthews with some speed to McMahon on the near side. Down towards the net. Flutters wide. Stick saved by Skinner as Letang fires it. Went off the upper body of one of the Leafs. Almost a bad bounce.
Chris Letang tried to go up the middle of the ice. Almost banked it off the numbers of his own player. Almost into his own goal. Holy smokes, is that high-risk hockey.
Still tied at 3 with 11 minutes to play here in Toronto. Fourth line out there for the Pens as Toronto swings it out to the neutral zone. It's taken back by Stetcher. D to Riley. Angled over to Tavares. He gets tripped down to the ice, and this is a penalty.
Erik Karlsson on the wrong side of Tavares. Stopped skating, got reaching. And Erik Karlsson off to the box in the 3-3 game.
It's not the first penalty of the game.
Pittsburgh, number 65, 2-minute minor penalty, tripping.
But it is the first power play. And it's given to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are at the bottom of the NHL mark with a 13.3% power play this year. They just let Marc Savard go, who was running their power play. It's now at the hands of Derek Lalonde.
I'm going to see if I can hold my breath for a full 2 minutes here, because this is not a good penalty by Erik Karlsson. And this is a monster kill here for the Penguins in a 3-3 game, 10:50 to go in regulation.
Leafs with no power play goals in their last 3 games. They're 0 for their last 10. As the Penguins control after the draw, they clear it down. Good start. A 3-3 game with less than 11 to play here in Toronto. Morgan Riley pitches it back to Auston Matthews. He accelerates over the neutral zone, over the Penguins line. Sweeps it to Nylander, far circle. Tavares near circle, shot on net, and a pad save from Skinner. Dewar tried to clear it, but can only get it up to the point. Thrown back down to the corner. Matthews below the goal line. Ryan Shea gets in there. Brings it over to the far corner. Now whistle blown. This is going to be a penalty on Toronto.
Yeah, this is a tough penalty to take, because this is just a battle penalty. And because Michelli is battling for a loose puck, he knocks the stick out of the hands of Ryan Shea.
Number 63, 2-minute minor penalty, slashing.
And partner, maybe if it's 5-on-5, you just let it go, right? Because it's just a bunch of guys battling for a loose puck in behind the goal, and you're hacking and whacking and you're digging away. Boy, there's no big chop or anything like that. It's just stick on stick. And just because the hand gets knocked out of Shea, they're going to call that a slash. Again, I think it's a major reason is because the Leafs are already on the power play. They feel like they get an advantage when they're already on the advantage. And the penalty to Michelli. And for now, we're going to get some 4-on-4 play.
A big break for the Pens. It's 31 seconds, offsets the penalties. The Penguins with an opportunity to have a man advantage. We'll get a face-off to the left of Joseph Wall in the Toronto zone. Tavares beats Kindle for the puck. Over to Ekman-Larsson at the far corner. Flipped up to Nylander. Stolen away by Letang. And now Nylander pokes it away. He goes on a breakaway in the Penguin zone. Far circle, backhand, denied by Skinner. And a whistle's blown. Ben Kindle's going to be charged with a penalty. And is it a penalty shot? Doesn't look like it. But right after the Penguins catch a break, another Penguin goes the penalty box.
Pittsburgh penalty, number 81, 2 minutes, slashing.
That's an unbelievable effort by Ben Kindle. I have no idea what Chris Letang is thinking here. He just exhales. He just relaxes. After he gets a puck on the far half wall, he's taking it back to the point. And it's almost like he had no idea that Nylander was behind him. Nylander just sneaks up underneath Letang's stick, boop, boop, lifts his stick, takes the puck, and gone. He's taken off on a clear-cut breakaway, and out of nowhere, 18-year-old Ben Kindle gets on his horse like he's never got on a horse before, and he hunts down Willie Nylander. Saved the goal, but now you get a lot of ice out here, and another power play opportunity for the Leafs.
4-on-3 for Toronto for the next minute 4. In the near circle, it's Nylander. Over towards the slot. Curls around at the point. Brings it back to the circle. Fires one towards the net. Got redirected, but Skinner kept it out. Fight for the puck in the near corner. It's sprung out. Wotherspoon steals it away. Takes his time with it and clears it on down.
That's a great play. Wotherspoon gets the clear, but it's Ryan Shea who saw Nylander bobble the puck for a second. Boom! He attacked Nylander in the corner, stripped him of the puck. It bounces to Wotherspoon. Down the ice she goes.
So 32 seconds of 4-on-3 for the Leafs. Then we'll get 16 seconds of 4-on-4 as Matthews far circle up to Nylander in the slot. Takes his time with it. Slowly goes to the far circle. Riley in the slot. He hangs, he drags, and back skates to the high slot. Now to Matthews, near circle, sent it wide of the net. Tavares plays it off the end boards, got tripped up by the back of the cage, but still hangs onto it as he sweeps it past Morgan Riley. It goes all the way down to the Toronto end.
Once again, a little hiccup by Tavares. The Penguins jumped him, forced him to do something quicker than he wanted to. Errant pass, down the ice she goes.
Out of the box comes Erik Karlsson. Nylander with a puck, a wrister wide. It rims all the way around the boards and back into the Toronto zone.
Back to 4-on-4 play here for about 20 seconds.
And then Toronto will get another man advantage for the next 16 seconds. As Domi takes the puck up through the neutral zone, near side. He accelerates into the Penguin zone, got around Kulak and scores. Max Domi ends a 23-game goal drought, blasting over the Penguins line, working around Brett Kulak and going 5-hole on Stuart Skinner. And with his dad Ty in attendance, the Leafs take a 4-3 lead with 8:25 to go.
That's not supposed to happen to a veteran defenseman like Brett Kulak. I didn't like how the Penguins defended that in a 4-on-4 situation, Joe, where the forwards didn't help Kulak out too much, but also Kulak was slow coming out of his zone. So there's your gap control. You've lost your gap control, and then you're crossing over a couple times. As a defenseman, you're on a one-on-one situation, you should never, ever cross over. Kulak crosses over twice. He gets twisted up, and Domi goes outside, inside, and then beats Stuart Skinner to the stick side. It's 4-3 Leafs.
Down to the box is the Toronto player, so 5 seconds of a man advantage now for the Leafs with 8 minutes to go in regulation. A little bit of a gathering in the far corner in the Penguins end. Max Domi with his 4th goal on the season. Penguins are chasing one again.
Hey, you look at the 4 goals that Toronto has scored. Again, talked about the own goal off the heel of the stick of Parker Wotherspoon, but the other 3 have been individual breakdowns. 2 turnovers and then a missed one-on-one opportunity on the last goal. And then the Penguins are going to have to reach down really deep here with 8:08 left in regulation.
Again, 5 seconds to go on the Kindle penalty. He's still in the box. Face off to the left of Stuart Skinner in the Penguins end. Chari to take the draw against Austin Matthews. Toronto controls. Tanev high slot. McCabe near circle. Wrister saved by Skinner. Kindle's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Toronto leads 4-3 with 8 minutes to go in regulation. Matthew Nyes to Jake McCabe. Jumped off his stick as Nola Chari will collect. Trying to send it ahead. Let's go to Joshua. Broke it off. Now Kindle's got it. He'll fling it over to Parker Wotherspoon. Karlsson near side. He brings it up to center ice over the Leafs logo. Now over the Leafs line to the far half wall. Down to the corner. Went for a centering pass, but got broken off by Tanev. Puck in behind the goal line. Flipped along the boards. Brazeau's got it. Snaps it up to Mantha. In the crease. Wrister didn't get through. McCabe settles down the loose puck. Chips it out to the neutral zone as Wotherspoon collects. Snapped it up ahead. Looking for Brazeau. Bounced off his skate. Now Novak will push it over the Leafs line. But McCabe still handling it. Brings it down to the corner. Up along the near boards. As Robertson chips it out to center ice. Karlsson swipes at it. Taken by Novak. He's over the Leafs line, but defended by Lawton, who takes the puck away. Brings it down to the corner, then takes a hard shoulder from Anthony Mantha. Kicks over to the far corner. Brazeau takes the puck away. Novak one-timer. Got redirected wide. St. Ivany the Shea, far point. Wrister, that goes wide. Over the near half wall, Novak shovels it deep. Mantha couldn't get it behind the net. Riley one-hands it up to Ryan Shea. Now Brazeau with it in the corner. Try to chip it up along, but Robertson sweeps it out of play. As now Lorentz will get it down into the Penguin zone. Ryan Shea races it down. 6.5 to play here in Toronto. Penguins trail 3-2. Jack St. Ivany chips and chases it down to the near corner in Toronto's end, but Michelli wheels it out to the far side. Now Tavares in full flight over the Penguins line. Far circle, accelerates towards the net, curls around. He's got it at the corner and spins it around the boards to Ryan Shea and behind the net. Bring it up to the far side. Drop it back to St. Ivany. Plays it off the near boards to Brian Rust. He'll tap it. Intended for over the Leafs line, but couldn't get it there. A whole bunch of bodies right at the near point of the Leafs line. Tapped out to Crosby. He'll escape it to Letang. He's over the Leafs line, far side now. Stops on a dime at the point. Above the circle. Rink-wide pass out of the reach of Rust, but he still races it down. His centering pass to nobody, as Nylander will take it the other way for Toronto. Under 6 to play here in regulation. Penguins down 4-3. And Nylander with a soft shot on net to Stuart Skinner. He makes the glove save. 5:44 left in Canada. The Penguins are chasing a goal once again. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The fabulous trio, Evgeny, Sidney, Chris. I'm excited for these guys. They're going to do it, Phil. They can do it.
You know what? We're under the radar. Whether you're talking about Schultz Forward or you're talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've gone through cycles. We've gone through ups and downs where people say they're not going to do it. They're over the hill or whatever.
You know what they say?
Hockey!
What Richard and Phil are really trying to say is, there's a Ford in your future. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles, lock in our $500 best price guarantee, and find us at any of our 4 Schultz Ford locations, where great deals are always nearby.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products. And they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
Glassmere Fuel Service is hiring CDL fuel delivery drivers. We're building a new starting lineup in Altoona, plus hiring new drivers in Latrobe and Tarentum. Call 800-235-9054 or apply today at glassmerefuel.com.
Make your holidays extra special with winter's coolest treat, an ice cream cake from DQ. The perfect addition to any holiday gathering is the Dairy Queen ice cream cake. Delicious DQ soft serve and a chocolate crunch center. Order yours online today at dqcakes.com, the official ice cream cakes of the Penguins.
This is Phil Bork, the old 2-9er. Smith's is the official hot dog of the Pittsburgh Penguins and PPG Paints Arena, with recipes over 85 years old. Ask for Smith's hot dog by name at Giant Eagle and other fine retailers. Smith's, it's a hot dog night in Pittsburgh. SmithsHotDogs.com.
Penguins trailing 4-3 to the Toronto Maple Leafs here in Canada. If the Penguins do score in the final 5 minutes of regulation today or any game this year, you win a free Big Mac. Offer is valid 3 days after the Penguins score on the Big Mac attack. Just download the McDonald's app, claim your free Big Mac with a purchase of $1 or more. We've got 5:44 left here at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Penguins chasing 4-3. Kevin Hayes to take the draw to the left of Stuart Skinner in the Penguins zone, far side. And Hayes wins it against Waugh. Backhand exit by Chris Letang. It goes out of play.
You're going to say it went into the bench? Well, the Leafs are screaming. They want this to be puck over the glass on Chris Letang. The referees are going to get together with the linesman. What do you see? What you see? I thought it just went into the bench. If it's just the bench, it's okay. But if it went into the stands, into the crowd, in behind the bench, this is going to be delay game puck over the glass. I think we're good.
I think you're right. We'll get another face-off to the left of Skinner. Kevin Hayes against Nicholas Waugh. Hayes gets kicked out of there. Nola Chari will take over. Double nickel face-off matchup. And Brett Kulak, number 77, comes away with it. Got it out to the neutral zone, but the Leafs take it right back. As Waugh backhand shovels it down to the near corner. Letang first to it. Pitch it up along the near wall. Waugh still keeps it alive. Got it down to Matthew Nyes, who was wrapped up by Chris Letang. Fight for the puck in the near corner. Waugh kicking at it. So is Nola Chari. It squeaks up along the near wall. Ekman Larsson with it. Wrister down low, goes wide of the net. Played over to the far circle. Robertson got there first, then gets thrown into the boards by Chris Letang.
Well, a physical shift this is for Chris Letang. He is just battling every ounce that he has in there. That is unbelievable shift by Christopher Letang.
And Matthew Nyes wrapped up in the corner. Then he went after Robertson on the far side and then threw Nicholas Waugh down, who went after him after the Robertson
That's
hit.
exhausting, especially you're here in the third period. Wow.
4:40 left here in Toronto. Penguins trail 4-3. Leafs get it down to the Penguins' end, but that'll be icing with 4:34 to go in regulation. So face-off comes back the other way in Toronto's zone.
Well, with it being a one-goal game, I guess Dan Muse doesn't have to pull his goaltender at 6 minutes or more, because the last two games in Ottawa and Montreal, he pulled his goaltender over 6 minutes left in regulation. I think it was over 7 minutes in Montreal. Is that right?
You got it, partner.
Yeah.
One-timer by Erik Karlsson goes into the breadbasket of Joseph Woll. 4.5 to play in regulation here in Toronto. 4-3 Leafs, and we'll go to a break. Penguins trying to play comeback before Christmas. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Relive the songs and stories that define 2025. Tap into the SiriusXM app for countdowns of the year's top tracks. From your favorite channels like Hits 1, The Highway, Octane, Hip Hop Nation, and more. Plus, the biggest moments in sports, comedy, and beyond.
Make it 5 in a row for Shohei Ohtani.
Just search 2025 in the SiriusXM app to start the look back.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
If you're 500 right now, you must play over 600 hockey. How many of these 600 teams are sustainable? At the very end of the day, playing musical chairs, there's only going to be a few spots and way too many butts. And the teams that lose will make but. And I think for some teams, the math is already not on their side.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
.com. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Penguins chasing the Maple Leafs by a goal. It's 4-3 Toronto with 4.5 to play here from the Scotiabank Arena. The kid line out there for the Pens. Ville Koivunen, Ben Kindle, and Rutger McGroarty. Erik Karlsson and Parker Wotherspoon, the defensive pair.
Carter, you mentioned Ben Kindle, 2 goals last time in this building. 3 of his 8 goals have been scored against the Leafs.
He's got the puck near half wall, plays it to the point, tries to shovel it deep, but Lawton kicks it out to the neutral zone. Tumbles into the Penguins' end as a racing Parker Wotherspoon plays keep away from Steven Lorentz. Rutger McGroarty tried to sweep it over to Koivunen, couldn't. It goes down into the Leafs' end. Played by Stetcher around the boards to Lorentz, far half wall. He kicked it out to the neutral zone. Penguins take it back. Jack St. Ivany sends it into the Leafs end, around the boards from the near corner to the far one. Kicked out by Dakota Joshua. He'll chip it off the glass. It falls down into the neutral zone. McGroarty tries to paw it down, but Lawton will send it deep in the Penguins' end. Under 4 to play here in Toronto. 4-3, the Leafs lead. Ryan Shea skates it up far side of the neutral zone. Now up ahead to Connor Dewar. Penguins are offside. 3:39 to go in regulation. Penguins down by 1.
After the whistle, Philip Myers gave a shot to Connor Dewar. And not a whole lot of pushback by the Penguins. That might be in part by it being a 1-goal game with 3:39 left in regulation.
We're going to face off at the far left dot in front of the Penguins bench. Novak against Tavares. Tavares wins it. Hits it over to McCabe, who dumps it into the Penguins' end and brings around the boards to the far corner. Ryan Shea with it. He'll skate it behind Skinner's net to St. Ivany on the near side. Played ahead down into the Leafs' end. Wall's out of his net to play it. And behind, he flings it around the near boards to the half wall. Jack St. Ivany wraps up Michelli, who kicks it out to the neutral zone. 3:15 to play in regulation. Penguins down by 1. Novak coughs it up in the neutral zone. Tavares to Nylander in the Penguins zone. Near circle, drags, forehand. Couldn't get a finishing shot off. So the loose puck is taken by St. Ivany. He snaps it to Ryan Shea, far side. 3 minutes to go here in Toronto. Penguins down by 1. St. Ivany up to the neutral zone. Over the Leafs logo, he dumps it into the near corner of the Leafs end. Around the boards to the far corner, Ryan Shea. And then Brian Rust poking at it against Stetcher. Kicked along the boards to Domi. Skinner was ready to leave his net. Now he'll have to retreat. Domi to McMahon over the Penguins line. They cough up the puck. Letang with a touch on it as Skinner had to make a save. Now Matthews have a near circle wrister in and out of the glove of Skinner. He pokes it up. Not out. And now Raquel will take the puck in the neutral zone with some momentum. Over the Leafs line to the near side. Gets it to Crosby at the circle. The corner, a backhand pass goes off the skate of Tanev. Raquel will swing it along to the far point for Anthony Mantha. Out of the net is Stuart Skinner. 6-on-5 for the Pens here. Carlson above the near circle. He unloads, redirected, goes to Max Domi, far circle, sweeps it off the far boards. McMahon with a clear path for an empty net, and he scores. An empty net goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs in a 5-3 lead with 2 minutes to go.
Penguins did a good job of controlling the puck. It gets on the stick of Erik Karlsson, and Erik Karlsson tries to thread the needle on a backdoor shot pass. When all the Penguins went to the net, trusting that Erik Karlsson was going to get the puck to the net, he tries something else. It ends up going off the skate of Rickard Rakell. All the Penguins were pointed towards the net. Nobody had opened up for any kind of a shot pass, redirect, or anything like that. They wanted Erik Karlsson put the puck on the net. Bounces off the stick of Rakell. And shortly thereafter, we have the empty net goal. Make it 5-3.
Dan Hughes calls the timeout. 2 minutes left with the Penguins still down by 2.
Yeah, and to be quite frank with you, you might as well take Skinner out right now. You're down 2 with 2:03 to go. I just always feel like in these situations, I'd rather have that extra man around the faceoff to help me win the faceoff. If you're going to lose the faceoff clean, then you probably don't deserve to win the game. But give yourself a real good chance here with 2:03 left in regulation. I just pull him right now because that extra man might help you in puck possession.
Crosby out there to take the face-off against Tavares. And he wins it. Karlsson slings it down to the Toronto end, but it angles out of play as Skinner was racing towards the bench. So 1:58 to go in regulation. 5-3, Toronto leads the Pens.
And Karlsson just looks to the sky and just continues to talk to himself and shake his head. Just a simple dump in by Karlsson goes off the top of the boards up into the screen.
Another face-off at center ice. Toronto throws this one back to their own end. Tanev to the far corner, chips it out to the neutral zone. Letang pokes it over to Karlsson. He'll sling it ahead to Crosby. Pitch back to Letang. Heading towards the bench goes Skinner as it's dumped back into Toronto zone. Tumbling puck to the near corner. Rolled over to the far side. Tanev, an outlet pass, stopped by Mantha in the high slot. His dump in, knocked down by Tavares. Sweeps it up to Nyes. Tries to play it along the boards. Got it to Nylander, who knocks it out. Tavares in the Penguin zone. In between the rings, Nylander with the empty net. Second goal for William Nylander. This one's an empty netter, and it's 6-3 Toronto with 1:24 to go.
You look up at that scoreboard, and you just can't believe it's 6-3. You felt like the Penguins deserved better. But I've said this 100 times, Joe. It's an honest game. If you cheat the game, or if you don't play it the right way, it'll reach up and bite you on the backside quicker than anything you've ever seen before.
1:20 to play. 6-3, the Leafs lead the Pens. Ville Koivunen chips it down into the Leafs end. Near corner, Myers pumps it along the wall as Koivunen feeds it to Kulak. Far point, we got a whistle blown. This is going to be a penalty on Toronto. Koivunen in the near corner as Skinner heads to the bench on the delayed penalty. Ben Kindle, far circle. Hanging on to the puck, flutters it up to Crosby off the bench, high slot. His shot gets deflected, tumbling puck sweep towards the net wall with the save, goes over to the near corner. Penguins still with it. A delayed penalty here on Toronto. Kindle high slot, rips a wrister, saved by Wall. And Toronto will handle this puck as Philip Myers is going to go to the box with 44.5 seconds to go in the game. Penguins trail 6-3.
Yeah, once again, there's no reason for Stuart Skinner to make his way back.
Penalty number 51, 2 minutes interference.
To the cage. You fight. You fight to the bitter end. Might as well go 6-on-4 here. Right now, Stuart Skinner still in his net with a 3-goal deficit. 44.5 seconds left in regulation. And Dan Muse is not even looking down at Stuart Skinner.
This is the first power play for the Penguins. There's 44.5 seconds to play. Toronto wins the draw. Lorenz tries to crank it out, but Lawton will get it all the way down to the Penguins' end with 35 seconds to play. Carlson scoops it up behind his net. Drops it back to Crosby. Went for a give and go back to Carlson, but it got taken away by Lorenz. Crosby takes it over the Leafs line, near side at the half wall, flips it up to the point for Carlson along the blue line. Crosby near circle, drives in, fires, Wall with the save, it pokes out. Now to the near corner it goes as Crosby pitches it up to the point. 10 seconds to go in regulation. Carlson with it. Downstairs to Crosby, touch pass up, gets deflected, Lawton with it, that'll do it. Sends it all the way down to the Penguins' end as the Toronto Maple Leafs sweep the season series against the Penguins. They finish things off with a 6-3 win here at Scotiabank Arena. In a game that the Penguins never led. They tied it up 3 times. Make it 2 times. Where the Maple Leafs pull away in the 3rd period with a 6-3 victory over the Pens.
You know what that's called, Joe? It's called chasing the game. And it's exhausting to chase the game like that. This one's gonna linger for a while. For me it is anyways. Because I just felt like the Penguins, they came out with the right attitude. They did so many good things early on in this game. You felt that Stuart Skinner was really dialed in. But the individual breakdowns from the Penguins' veteran players is inexcusable. There's just no place for those things to happen from veteran players. Players, 1,000 games in this league, 800 games in this league. To make the kind of mistakes that were made when majority of the game was really good. And it just seemed like when they made those flagrant mistakes, boom, right in the back of your net. And that's where you started chasing the game. And you get outside of your structure, you start gambling, and then usually good things do not follow that.
So the Penguins fall in their final game before the Christmas break. Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer will start the post-game conversation up before Borky and I wrap up a few more things here from Scotiabank Arena. Penguins fall to the Leafs 6-3. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, shoot it from the cheap seats, and scream, ref, you suck, like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Knox Tavern has 325 Labatt Blue or Blue Light bottles during all Pens games. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
Looking for the ultimate getaway? Stay and play at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Whether you're here for a weekend escape or a midweek retreat, we've got everything you need under one roof. Wake up refreshed in one of our stunning rooms and head straight to the action, just steps away from the casino floor. Enjoy a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment, all just outside your door. Visit riverscasino.com and book your stay today. Experience the best of both worlds at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Paul Steigerwald. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a